there are more possible chess games than atoms in the universe.
Imagine a game as old as civilization, a game that has shaped minds for centuries. Now, imagine the sheer scale of possibilities it holds. Chess, a game of strategy and intellect, has more possible game configurations than there are atoms in the observable universe. This staggering fact isn't just a number, it's a window into the mind-bending complexity that exists within the game. With each move in chess, the potential paths you can take grow exponentially. After just a few moves, the number of possibilities is already beyond comprehension. The number of potential chess games is so vast that even if we could play one game every second for billions of years, we still wouldn't come close to exploring them all. This fact goes beyond the game itself and touches on something far deeper, the nature of possibilities. It speaks to the intricate web of decisions and consequences that shape our lives. Chess mirrors our existence in a way. Every small choice leads to an uncharted world of outcomes, some predictable, others chaotic. Just like in life, where the smallest decision can alter the course of your future, the game of chess reveals an infinite number of outcomes, each one a new challenge to conquer, a new world to explore. It's a reminder of how the universe itself is built on endless layers of potential, just waiting for us to make the next move. Bananas are naturally radioactive. It sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, but it's true. Bananas, that everyday fruit we casually peel and enjoy, are naturally radioactive. The reason lies in the presence of potassium-40, a radioactive isotope of potassium found in many foods, but especially concentrated in bananas. Potassium is essential for our health, particularly for nerve function and muscle contractions, but the 40th isotope of potassium is unstable and decays over time, emitting radiation. The radiation is so low that it's harmless to us, but it's a stark reminder of the delicate balance between life and the forces of nature. When you eat a banana, you're not just fueling your body with energy and nutrients, you're ingesting a tiny amount of radiation. It's almost poetic in a way. The same cosmic forces that govern stars and galaxies are present in this humble fruit. We live in a world where radiation is all around us, from the sun to the food we eat, and we tend to ignore it because it's invisible, non-threatening, and part of the very fabric of life. The fact that a fruit so innocent and familiar can carry such an unexpected property challenges our assumptions and deepens our connection to the unseen, powerful forces that shape the world we live in. It's a reminder that even the simplest things in life can hold secrets that make you look at the world differently. Rain smells due to geosmine from soil bacteria. That fresh, earthy smell when rain hits dry soil is more than just the scent of moisture in the air. It's the result of a compound called geosmin, produced by soil bacteria like Streptomyces. Geosmin is a byproduct of bacterial metabolism, and it's released into the air when rain falls, stirring up the Earth's surface. The smell is so distinctive and potent that humans can detect even a tiny amount of it, just a few parts per trillion. What makes this even more fascinating is that this scent is deeply embedded in our evolutionary memory. For thousands of years, our ancestors would have associated the smell of rain with the fertility of the land, signaling that fresh water and crops were coming. Geosmin's earthy aroma evokes a sense of renewal, growth, and life itself. It's a connection to nature that runs deeper than we realize. The moment the rain hits, the scent fills the air, reminding us that beneath the surface of everything, even the smallest microorganisms are working, creating a web of life we can't always see, but can deeply feel. It's the smell of nature's heartbeat, a gentle reminder that life thrives in the unseen, and that every drop of rain carries a story of growth, decay, and the cycles that sustain us. Octopus blood is blue from copper. Octopuses are some of the most extraordinary creatures on Earth. They are not only masters of camouflage and intelligence, But their blood also holds a fascinating secret. Unlike humans, whose blood is red due to the iron-based hemoglobin that carries oxygen, octopuses have blue blood. The reason lies in their use of hemocyanin, a copper-based molecule instead of hemoglobin. Copper, unlike iron, is much more efficient at carrying oxygen in cold, low-oxygen environments, which is perfect for the deep, chilly oceans that octopuses call home. This adaptation is a stunning example of nature's ability to find the most optimal solutions for survival. The ocean's depths are a harsh environment where oxygen can be scarce, and creatures must evolve in unexpected ways. For the octopus, copper's ability to bond more effectively with oxygen in cold water gives it the edge it needs to thrive in its alien world. But this fact is more than just a biological curiosity. It's a window into the incredible diversity of life. Imagine creatures with blood not just a different color, but a completely different chemistry that allows them to live in places we couldn't. The blue blood of an octopus symbolizes how life can adapt to its environment in ways we often overlook. It's a striking reminder that the world around us is full of mysteries waiting to be discovered. In the depths of the ocean, where life seems alien, octopuses thrive, teaching us that survival is an art, shaped by the environment and the unique biology of its inhabitants. Your brain uses approximately 20% of your body's energy. It's easy to underestimate the power consumption of the brain, but the reality is astonishing. Despite weighing only about 2% of your body's total mass, your brain consumes roughly 20% of your body's energy. That's a staggering amount of fuel for such a small organ. This energy is used to maintain millions of intricate neural connections, transmit electrical signals, and power the brain's ceaseless activity, from breathing to thinking to dreaming. What's even more remarkable is that your brain is constantly working, even when you're resting. It's not just responsible for conscious thought, it's also controlling your heartbeat, regulating hormones, and managing bodily functions that you aren't even aware of. Every second, your brain is receiving and processing an overwhelming amount of information. It's running an entire system of complex activities that no other organ can match in terms of sheer energy demand. This constant energy consumption speaks to the brain's profound importance in your life. It's the center of everything: memory, emotion, decision-making, and survival. And yet, it uses an extraordinary amount of energy to simply stay alive, functioning, and thinking. Imagine what this means for the brain's capacity to adapt, learn, and evolve. The brain's insatiable need for energy is a reflection of its complexity, its relentless drive to process and understand the world around you. It's a vivid reminder of how much is happening in your mind, even when it feels like you're doing nothing at all. The human brain is an energy-hungry, powerful engine, constantly running at full capacity. Trees communicate through underground fungal networks. Beneath the forest floor, a hidden network of life pulses with activity far beyond what meets the eye. Trees, those towering giants of nature, have an intricate and surprising method of communication. They don't simply rely on the wind or the sun for survival. They talk to each other through an underground fungal network known as the Wood Wide Web. This vast system of mycorrhizal fungi connects trees, plants, and other organisms in ways we are only beginning to understand. Through this network, trees can share nutrients, water, and even vital information about potential threats. If a tree is under attack from pests, for instance, it can send a warning signal through the fungal threads, prompting nearby trees to activate their defenses. It's a form of cooperation that has evolved over millennia, ensuring the survival of the forest as a whole. The network acts almost like a nervous system, allowing the forest to function as a living, interconnected organism. This communication goes beyond simple survival. It's a testament to the power of collaboration in nature. Trees, often seen as solitary beings, rely on the support of the entire forest community to thrive. The fungal network represents a form of intelligence that exists without a brain, showing us that nature operates in complex, subtle ways. It challenges the way we think about the natural world, revealing that life is not just about competition, but about deep, often unseen cooperation. The next time you walk through a forest, remember, beneath your feet, the trees are speaking, sharing, and protecting each other in ways that are nothing short of extraordinary. Some planets rain diamonds. Imagine a world where diamonds fall from the sky, not as rare treasures, but as a natural, awe-inspiring phenomenon. On certain planets, this isn't a dream, it's a reality. Specifically, planets like Neptune and Uranus, with their extreme pressures and temperatures, create the perfect environment for diamonds to form and rain down from their atmospheres. These distant giants have conditions so intense that the carbon present in their atmospheres is compressed into diamond crystals, which then fall like hailstones through the thick clouds. The science behind this seems like something out of science fiction, yet it's rooted in the raw forces of nature. These planets, located light years away, have atmospheric pressures far higher than anything on Earth. Under these conditions, methane gas breaks down and the carbon atoms bond to form solid diamonds. As the diamonds fall through the atmosphere, they gradually disintegrate into dust, scattering across the surface of the planet. This fact challenges our perception of what is valuable or rare. On Earth, diamonds are prized for their rarity and beauty, but in these distant worlds, they are as common as rain. It's a humbling reminder that in the vastness of space, what we consider extraordinary may simply be the result of extreme forces. The idea of diamonds raining down from the sky on these planets challenges us to rethink our understanding of preciousness, reminding us that the universe operates on a scale so large and so alien that even the rarest treasures can be commonplace elsewhere. Humans glow faintly due to biochemical reactions. It might sound like something out of a science fiction movie, but the truth is humans do glow, not in the way you might expect, with a bright, radiant light, but through a faint, imperceptible glow that comes from within. This subtle phenomenon, known as bioluminescence, occurs as a result of biochemical reactions happening inside our bodies. Our cells produce small amounts of light as a byproduct of metabolic processes, though the glow is far too dim for us to see with the naked eye. This phenomenon is due to a process known as bioluminescence, which occurs when light is emitted from a living organism as a result of chemical reactions. In humans, the reactions involve molecules such as luciferin and enzymes like luciferase that produce light when they interact with oxygen. However, unlike fireflies or certain fish that can glow visibly, the human glow is so weak it remains undetectable to our eyes, even in total darkness. The light is produced in small quantities and is absorbed by our skin, which leaves no visible trace to the naked eye. The existence of this faint glow is a reminder of the invisible processes that sustain life. Our bodies are full of hidden wonders, biological reactions happening every second, shaping who we are in ways that go unnoticed. While we may not perceive the light that radiates from us, it's a humbling fact that even in the most ordinary moments, we are more connected to the living world around us than we realize. Humans glow because life itself is a series of quiet, unseen wonders. A cloud can weigh over 1,000,000 tons. The sheer size and weight of a cloud is something most people don't consider when they look up at the sky. Despite its light, fluffy appearance, a single cloud can weigh over 1,000,000 tons. This immense weight comes from the water droplets or ice crystals suspended within the cloud, which can accumulate in such large quantities that the cloud becomes incredibly dense. To put this in perspective, 1,000,000 tons is equivalent to the weight of about 200,000 elephants. The weight of a cloud may seem paradoxical, given that it floats effortlessly in the sky, seemingly weightless. But what allows clouds to defy gravity is the way the water vapor is dispersed and held in a delicate balance of updrafts and atmospheric pressure. The vapor is so light and the droplets so small that the cloud can remain suspended, even while it carries this enormous weight. When the water droplets in, the cloud condense and become too heavy to be supported by the air. It results in precipitation, rain or snow falling to the ground. This fact challenges our understanding of weight and gravity, showing how the laws of nature work in mysterious and often surprising ways. It's a reminder that appearances can be deceiving. The next time you look up at the sky and see a puffy cloud floating above, you might pause to marvel at the immense weight it's carrying, a quiet testament to the hidden complexities of the natural world. Despite its size, the cloud's delicate suspension in the sky is a wonder of nature's balancing act. Time moves faster at your head than your feet. This statement sounds almost too strange to be true, yet it's a mind-bending fact rooted in the principles of physics. Time, that constant and unwavering force we all experience, behaves in an unusual way when you dive into the realm of relativity. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, time is not the same everywhere. Its flow is affected by gravity. The stronger the gravitational pull, the slower time moves. At the top of your body, your head experiences less gravitational pull compared to your feet, which are closer to the center of the earth. This difference, though minuscule, causes time to move ever so slightly faster at your head than at your feet. While the difference is imperceptible to us on a daily basis, it's still a fascinating glimpse into the complexity of time and space. This phenomenon is a reminder that reality is far from the simple, linear experience we assume it to be. Time doesn't move in a uniform, unyielding manner. It bends and stretches depending on where you are and how gravity affects you. It makes you wonder how many other unnoticed forces shape our daily experiences, silently influencing the flow of life in ways we can't perceive. The next time you stand up, think of this. Your head is living in a slightly faster dimension of time than your feet, a hidden complexity that turns the very fabric of existence into a constant, delicate dance. The smell of grass is from plant distress signals, the fresh, earthy smell that fills the air when you walk across a grassy field isn't just a simple byproduct of nature, it's a plant's distress call. When grass is grazed or damaged, it releases a chemical compound called green leaf volatiles, GLVS, which are part of a plant's natural defense mechanism. These compounds are essentially a distress signal, a way for the plant to warn its neighbors of impending danger. The smell we associate with freshly cut grass is actually the plant's way of signaling its vulnerability and urging nearby plants to bolster their defenses. This fact turns a familiar scent into something much deeper and more profound. It's not just the scent of nature, it's the smell of survival, a testament to the way plants communicate in ways we're not accustomed to noticing. When grass releases these chemicals, it's calling for help, signaling other plants to ramp up their own defensive processes, such as producing toxins or creating stronger physical barriers to ward off grazers. In a sense, every time we smell that freshly cut grass, we're catching a glimpse of the silent battles plants fight for survival, a world of chemical warfare happening just below the surface. What makes this even more remarkable is that these distress signals are not just random. They're part of an intricate, evolving communication network between plants. It's a reminder that the natural world is far more interconnected and responsive than we often realize. The next time you smell the grass, think of it not just as a scent, but as a story of survival and a call to the rest of nature to stay alert. Wombats have cube-shaped poop. Wombats, those adorable marsupials native to Australia, possess a truly bizarre and fascinating trait that's bound to surprise anyone who learns about it. They produce cube-shaped poop. This peculiar characteristic is not just a random quirk of nature, but an extraordinary adaptation. Their poop is square, and it serves a very important function in their survival. Unlike most animals that produce round droppings, wombats' poop is precisely cube-shaped, a result of their uniquely efficient digestive system. The cubes are the result of wombats having a very slow digestive process. Their intestines are incredibly long, allowing them to extract as much water and nutrients as possible from their food. This lengthy process causes the poop to solidify in distinct box-like shapes as it travels through their intestines. The shape itself isn't just for show. The cube shape helps wombats mark their territory effectively, as the poop stays in place and doesn't roll away, which is crucial for communication between wombats. They use their poop to signal their presence to other wombats, marking their territory with these small, perfect cubes. This strange but effective adaptation is a testament to the weird and wonderful ways nature has evolved to help animals survive. The cube-shaped poop of wombats may seem odd at first, but it's a perfectly logical design in the wild, showing how every feature of an animal is often there for a reason, even if it's not immediately obvious to us. It's a reminder that the natural world is filled with surprises that challenge our understanding of biology and the mysteries of life itself. Your gut has more neurons than a cat's brain. It might sound like a stretch, but the truth is, your gut is often referred to as your second brain. Why? Because it's packed with over 100 million neurons, more than are found in a cat's brain. This network of neurons, called the enteric nervous system, ENS, is responsible for regulating a wide range of digestive functions, from the movement of food through your intestines to the release of enzymes and hormones. In fact, the ENS can operate independently of the brain, managing many aspects of digestion without conscious control. But this fact goes deeper than just digestion. The gut and the brain are intricately connected through a complex system known as the gut-brain axis. This communication highway influences everything from your mood and emotions to your immune system and stress levels. The gut's vast array of neurons can send signals to the brain, affecting how we feel, think, and even act. Ever had a gut feeling or felt anxious in your stomach? That's your gut sending signals to your brain, making this relationship far more profound than we often realize. The sheer number of neurons in your gut makes it clear that it's not just an afterthought of digestion, but an essential part of your body's emotional and physical well-being. It serves as a constant feedback loop, influencing everything from mental clarity to emotional stability. This incredible system hidden within you is a testament to how interconnected the body truly is, with the gut playing a far more active role in your health than you may have ever imagined. Venus's day is longer than its year. In the cosmic dance of planets, some movements defy our understanding of time itself. Venus, the second planet from the Sun, holds a striking and mind-bending fact. Its day is longer than its year. While Venus completes one full orbit around the Sun in about 225 Earth days, it takes an astonishing 243 Earth days to rotate once on its axis. This means that a single day on Venus lasts longer than an entire year on Venus. At first glance, this seems impossible, but the reason lies in Venus's slow and unusual rotation. It rotates on its axis in the opposite direction of most planets, including Earth, and it does so extremely slowly. The planet's rotation is so sluggish that it takes longer to complete a day than it does to complete its revolution around the Sun. This unique trait of Venus challenges our perception of time and space. It forces us to question the conventional rhythms we take for granted. On Earth, we are bound by the predictable cycle of day and night, the familiar 24-hour rotation that defines our existence. But on Venus, time flows at an entirely different pace, creating a strange and surreal environment where a single day feels like an eternity compared to its fleeting year. The fact that Venus can exist in this way highlights the vast, strange variety of the universe, where time, space, and movement take on forms beyond our comprehension. The brain rewrites memories each time you recall them. Our memories, those pieces of our past that we rely on to shape our identities, aren't as fixed as we think. Every time you recall an event, your brain doesn't simply retrieve it like pulling a file from a drawer. Instead, it actively reconstructs the memory, often reshaping it in subtle and sometimes significant ways. This process is called memory reconsolidation, and it means that each time you remember something, the memory can be altered, influenced by new information, emotions, or even your current state of mind. What's fascinating and a little unsettling is that this process makes our memories inherently malleable. The more you remember a specific event, the more the memory changes over time. You might remember an argument with a friend vividly, but the details could shift each time you think about it. Sometimes, you might even insert details that weren't originally there, a phenomenon known as false memories. In this way, memories are like living, breathing things, constantly evolving and subject to distortion. This fact challenges the very foundation of our understanding of the past. We like to think of our memories as static, fixed snapshots of reality, but the truth is far more complex. Our memories are not perfect recordings. They're fluid, susceptible to the passage of time and the layers of experiences we accumulate. Every recollection subtly rewrites the story we tell ourselves, shaping not just our past, but how we see the world and ourselves. It's a reminder that the past is never truly frozen. It's always in motion, shifting with every thought we have. Sharks predate trees. Sharks have been around far longer than most people realize. So long, in fact, that they actually predate trees. These ancient creatures first appeared around 400 million years ago, during the Devonian period, long before the first trees emerged around 350 million years ago. Imagine that. Sharks were swimming in the oceans, prowling the depths, while the land was still barren and devoid of the towering trees that would eventually shape the planet's ecosystems. This fact challenges our perception of time and evolution. Sharks, with their sleek, primal design, have endured through massive environmental shifts, from ice ages to mass extinctions, while trees were still figuring out how to stand tall and reach for the sky. Sharks have survived through countless changes, proving that their design is so perfectly adapted to life in the ocean that they have hardly changed over hundreds of millions of years. It's a humbling thought. Sharks have witnessed the rise of entire ecosystems, the development of land-based creatures, and the gradual spread of plant life across the globe. Their survival is a testament to the raw power of evolution, shaped by the unforgiving pressures of the natural world. They embody resilience, endurance, and the adaptability required to thrive across countless eras. Sharks' very existence shows us how life on Earth, in all its forms, has evolved in ways both expected and surprising, across timescales far beyond our comprehension. Lightning is 5 times hotter than the sun's surface. When you witness a bolt of lightning streak across the sky, it's easy to be awestruck by its raw power. But what might be even more astonishing is the temperature of that bolt. A single lightning strike can reach temperatures of around 30,000 Kelvin, which is about 5 times hotter than the surface of the sun. The sun's surface hovers around 6,000 Kelvin, while lightning's intense heat comes from the sudden electrical discharge that occurs when air particles rapidly heat up and expand. This extreme heat is what makes lightning so destructive. The rapid temperature spike causes the surrounding air to expand violently, creating the thunder that follows. The light emitted by the bolt is a visible manifestation of the immense energy released in a fraction of a second, so bright that it can temporarily blind you. Despite the sun being an enormous and powerful star, the concentrated heat of lightning reveals the incredible intensity of Earth's natural forces, showing just how much energy can be released in a single brief moment. Lightning's power is both a scientific marvel and a force of nature that reminds us of the unpredictability and raw energy present in our world. It's an element of nature that, while often feared, also underscores how small yet incredibly powerful our planet's forces can be. The next time you see lightning, think of it as a concentrated flash of energy, hotter than the sun, crackling with power, and a reminder of nature's boundless potential. You are slightly radioactive. The concept of radioactivity often brings to mind nuclear disasters or glowing green substances from science fiction. But what if I told you that you, yes, you, are naturally radioactive? It's true. Every human being carries trace amounts of radiation, and it's completely normal. This radiation comes from the natural decay of isotopes like potassium-40, which is present in our bodies in small amounts. Potassium, an essential mineral for muscle function and nerve transmission, contains a radioactive isotope that slowly decays over time, emitting radiation. While the radiation we're exposed to from natural sources like the earth, the air, and cosmic rays is negligible, it's still a fascinating fact that we are all a bit radioactive. This natural radiation is part of the Earth's fundamental makeup, and every living being shares this subtle connection with the cosmos. It's a reminder that life, in all its complexity, is composed of elements that are both life-sustaining and, in the case of radiation, quietly powerful. When we think of radioactivity, we often think of danger, yet the radiation inside us is so low that it poses no harm at all. Instead, it's a gentle reminder of the strange ways in which the universe operates. We are walking, breathing vessels of atomic energy, perfectly adapted to coexist with the forces of nature. This hidden aspect of our biology challenges us to rethink what we consider normal, showing that even our bodies, like everything else, are part of a much larger, ever-present cosmic system. Darkness has a visible color called Eigengrau. When we think of darkness, we often imagine the absence of color, a void where nothing is seen, but there's more to it than meets the eye. In complete darkness, our brain doesn't simply shut off. It continues to interpret what it sees, even when there's nothing visible. What we perceive is a color called Eigengrau, or intrinsic gray. This is the grayish hue we see when there is no light at all, a color that exists not because of any external source, but because of the way our brains process the absence of light. Eigengrau is the brain's way of interpreting total darkness, a kind of default setting when no light stimuli are present. It's a color that our eyes create, not because of photons hitting the retina, but due to internal neural activity. It's as though the brain fills the sensory gap, trying to make sense of the lack of visual input. In a sense, darkness isn't truly a blank canvas. It's a subtle, grayish tone that reveals just how much our brain is constantly working, even when we think we're seeing nothing. This idea forces us to reconsider how we perceive reality. What we consider nothing isn't always so empty. Darkness is not a blank slate, but a complex sensory experience shaped by our brain. It shows us that our perception is never passive. We are always actively interpreting the world, even in the absence of light. The next time you find yourself in total darkness, know that you are seeing Eigengrau, a color created by your mind, not the world around you. The moon is slowly drifting away from Earth. The moon, our constant companion in the night sky, is slowly but steadily drifting away from Earth. While this might sound like the premise of a science fiction novel, it's a slow, natural phenomenon that has been occurring for billions of years. Each year, the moon moves about 3.8 centimeters further from Earth, a process caused by the tidal forces
between our planet and its satellite. These forces create friction in Earth's oceans, which transfers energy to the moon's orbit, pushing it outward. This gradual drift is a consequence of the Earth-Moon system's dynamic relationship. As the tides rise and fall, Earth's rotation slows down very slightly, which in turn causes the moon to move further away. Over immense stretches of time, this tiny drift adds up. In fact, scientists estimate that billions of years ago, the moon was much closer to Earth, perhaps as close as 22,000 miles, compared to its current distance of about 238,855 miles. What's truly fascinating is the long-term impact of this phenomenon. As the moon drifts away, it affects the length of our days. Early on, Earth's days were much shorter, and as the moon moves farther, our days are gradually getting longer. The moon's slow departure will continue for billions of years, eventually leading to the point where it no longer influences Earth's tides in the same way. While this process happens on a timescale far beyond human life, it underscores how interconnected the forces of the universe truly are, subtly shaping the very rhythm of life on Earth. A deck of cards has more possible orders than seconds since the Big Bang. It's mind-boggling to think about, but a single deck of 52 playing cards holds more possible arrangements than the number of seconds that have passed since the Big Bang itself. The total number of possible orders in a shuffle deck is 52 factorial, which equals approximately 8.06 times 10 to the 67th power. To put that in perspective, that's a number so large it dwarfs the 13.8 billion years of time since the universe's inception, which translates to around 4.35 times 10 to the 17th seconds. This astonishing fact gives us a glimpse into the vastness of potential arrangements within even the simplest things. A shuffled deck of cards is more than just a set of numbered or patterned paper. It's a universe of combinations, each one unique and unrepeatable. Every time you shuffle the deck, you're generating a new, one-of-a-kind order that has likely never existed before in the history of the universe. What makes this especially fascinating is how this concept touches on our understanding of probability and randomness. The randomness in a deck of cards is a representation of the infinite possibilities that exist in the universe, where each shuffle brings forth a new arrangement, much like the cosmic forces that shape our universe. It's a humbling reminder that even in something as mundane as a game of cards, the potential for endless novelty is built right into the fabric of existence. Oxygen slowly damages the body over time. Oxygen is the very essence of life itself. Without it, nothing could survive. We breathe it in with every inhale, using it to fuel our cells and keep our bodies functioning. But while it is essential, oxygen also carries a dark side. Over time, oxygen molecules interact with our cells in ways that can cause damage, a process known as oxidative stress. As oxygen is used by our body, it creates free radicals, highly reactive molecules that can attack our DNA, proteins, and cell membranes, leading to aging, tissue damage, and even diseases like cancer. This paradox of oxygen, both life-giving and life-damaging, is a natural part of our biology. Our bodies have evolved to repair and mitigate the damage caused by oxidative stress through antioxidants and other protective mechanisms. However, as we age, our ability to combat this damage weakens, and the toll on our cells becomes more pronounced. It's as if, with each breath, we are slowly but surely breaking down the very systems that sustain us. The fact that something as fundamental as oxygen could contribute to the aging process is a stark reminder of the fragility of life. It paints a picture of the delicate balance that must exist between survival and decay. We often think of aging as an inevitable process, but when we realize that the very air we breathe contributes to it, we are faced with the profound truth
that life itself is a constant battle against forces beyond our control. Oxygen gives us life, but it also serves as a slow reminder that time and the damage it brings is always ticking. Hot water can freeze faster than cold. It defies logic, doesn't it? We're all taught that the colder something is, the faster it should freeze. But when it comes to water, there's a strange and counterintuitive phenomenon at play known as the Mpemba effect. In certain conditions, hot water can freeze faster than cold water. The exact reason for this remains a mystery to scientists, but several theories attempt to explain it, such as the evaporation of water, the formation of ice crystals, or the unique properties of hot water interacting with the environment differently than colder water. The Mpemba effect challenges the way we understand basic physics. It's not just a quirk of water, it's a reminder that the natural world doesn't always follow the rules we expect. The phenomenon can be triggered by a variety of factors, including the way heat is transferred from the water to its surroundings and the rapid evaporation of hot water, leaving less to freeze. However, no one explanation fully accounts for it yet, making it one of science's most fascinating unsolved puzzles. This bizarre property of hot water is a humbling reminder that there's so much about the world that we don't yet understand. We assume that freezing is a simple process, but nature throws us curveballs. The Mpemba effect forces us to confront the limits of our understanding and keeps the mystery alive in the simplest of natural phenomena, urging us to question the very foundations of what we think we know. The brain doesn't feel pain, despite being the command center for every sensation, thought, and feeling in our body. The brain itself cannot experience pain. It's an intriguing paradox. The organ responsible for processing pain signals doesn't have the ability to perceive them. When we feel pain, whether it's from a cut, a headache, or an injury, it's not the brain that feels it, but the nerves and tissues throughout the body that send signals to the brain. The brain, however, merely interprets these signals, often in ways that can be overwhelming, but it doesn't actually feel the pain itself. This fascinating aspect of brain function has a profound impact on how we understand pain and suffering. The brain processes pain signals through complex pathways, but the sensation of pain is only possible because of the specialized nerves in our skin, muscles, and organs. These nerves, known as nociceptors, detect harmful stimuli and send electrical signals to the spinal cord and brain where they are perceived as pain. So, while we may associate pain with our brains, it's actually a signal, an alert system designed to protect us, even though the brain is essentially a passive observer in this process. This fact forces us to rethink pain not as something the brain feels, but as something it experiences through its interactions with the body. It's a reminder of how our bodies and minds work together in ways we might not always be aware of, making the experience of pain both deeply personal and intriguingly complex. You shed about 40,000 skin cells per minute. Every minute your body is performing an incredible feat of renewal, shedding about 40,000 skin cells. That's around 2.4 million skin cells lost each day, and in the course of a year, you will shed enough skin to weigh as much as a small animal. This constant process is part of your body's natural way of regenerating, as the outermost layers of your skin are replaced with fresh new cells. What's even more fascinating is how this process is happening on such a massive scale without you even noticing it. Every time you touch something, sit down, or walk around, you're leaving behind traces of yourself, microscopic cells that were once part of your skin. These dead cells are continually sloughed off and replaced by new, healthier ones beneath the surface. This constant cycle is crucial for maintaining the skin's protective barrier against germs, UV rays, and the harsh environment we live in. The fact that your skin is constantly renewing itself speaks to the body's incredible efficiency in maintaining health. It's a quiet process, often unnoticed,
yet it's a reminder of how your body is always working to ensure your well-being, even when you aren't aware of it. So, the next time you look in the mirror and notice your skin glowing or healing from a scratch, remember that beneath that outer layer, a constant, invisible renewal is taking place. Ants don't sleep, they take micro naps. In the intricate world of ants, sleep doesn't look like the restful, long periods of unconsciousness that humans experience. Instead, ants function on a series of short, quick naps scattered throughout the day. These micro naps can last anywhere from a few seconds to a minute, and ants take them throughout their 24-hour cycle. Unlike humans, whose sleep is a necessary, longer break from activity, ants remain continuously active, scurrying around to forage, communicate, and perform their duties. They work in a synchronized, almost tireless manner, yet their sleep patterns are so different from ours. The reason ants don't sleep in the traditional sense has to do with the nature of their social structure and survival strategy. Ants live in highly organized colonies where every individual plays a vital role in maintaining the colony's function. For an ant, staying alert and responsive to changes in the environment is crucial. The quick bursts of sleep allow them to recharge just enough to keep up with the demands of their environment while never fully shutting down. This adaptation speaks to the incredible efficiency of nature. It's a reminder that survival often involves creative solutions to seemingly ordinary challenges. While we sleep for hours to refresh our minds and bodies, ants demonstrate that there is more than one way to rest and recharge. The next time you observe an ant, remember, its unyielding activity is powered by countless, tiny, almost imperceptible naps, a fascinating balance between rest and work that allows them to thrive in their tireless world. Some mushrooms glow in the dark. Imagine walking through a forest at night, and suddenly the ground around you begins to glow with an eerie, ethereal light. It's not some magical phenomenon. It's the natural glow of bioluminescent mushrooms. Certain species of mushrooms have the incredible ability to emit light in the dark through a chemical reaction involving a substance called luciferin. This glowing effect, known as bioluminescence, isn't just for show. It likely serves a purpose. Scientists believe the glow attracts insects that help spread the mushroom spores, helping it to reproduce. This strange and beautiful phenomenon challenges our understanding of nature's creativity. While bioluminescence is more commonly associated with fireflies and deep-sea creatures, these mushrooms offer a rare glimpse of light in a world that is typically dark and silent. The glow isn't simply a random occurrence, it's an evolutionary advantage, a subtle yet powerful survival tactic embedded in the DNA of these fungi. What makes this even more intriguing is the way bioluminescence connects us to the unseen world around us. We often forget that light isn't just a product of the sun or artificial sources. It can exist naturally in the darkest places, a reminder that life finds its own ways to thrive in the most unexpected environments. These glowing mushrooms challenge the ordinary, inviting us to look deeper into the mysteries of nature and realize that even the darkest corners of the earth can hold their own form of illumination. Your bones are constantly rebuilding. Your bones, which seem so solid and unchanging, are actually in a state of constant flux. Every day, your body is breaking down and rebuilding bone tissue in a process known as remodeling. The bones you rely on to stand, move, and protect your vital organs aren't the same ones you had years ago. In fact, every 10 years or so, your entire skeleton is completely replaced. This process happens at a microscopic level, where old bone cells are absorbed by the body and new bone cells are formed in their place. What's truly fascinating is how this remodeling process is so finely tuned. When your body experiences stress or increased physical activity, like weight-bearing exercise, bone cells respond
by increasing bone density to provide more support. In contrast, a lack of movement or aging can cause bone density to decrease. This balance of destruction and creation is what keeps your bones strong and capable of adapting to the demands placed on them. The constant rebuilding of bones is not just about strength, but also about healing. Whenever you break a bone, your body kicks into action, sending specialized cells to repair the fracture. The ability of your bones to heal and regenerate is a powerful testament to the resilience of the human body. But this process isn't just limited to recovery. It's a continuous, seamless operation that ensures your skeletal system is always functioning at its peak. It's a reminder that even the parts of you that seem the most solid are always changing, adapting, and evolving. The largest living organism on Earth is a fungus. When you think of the largest living organisms on Earth, you might imagine towering trees or vast blue whales, but the true record holder is something far less conspicuous. The largest living organism on Earth is a fungus, specifically a species of Armillaria found in the forests of Oregon. This massive fungal network covers an astounding area of over 2,385 acres, making it not only the largest living organism, but also one of the oldest, estimated to be thousands of years old. The organism doesn't appear as a single mushroom. Rather, it exists as a sprawling underground network of mycelium, the root-like structures of the fungus, which quietly spreads and feeds off the forest floor. This mycelium network is so vast that it's almost entirely hidden beneath the surface, only revealing its presence through the occasional mushrooms that sprout above ground. This fact is a striking reminder that the natural world is full of wonders we often overlook. The enormous scale and quiet persistence of the Armillaria fungus reflect the often invisible forces that sustain life on Earth. It's a testament to the hidden complexity of ecosystems and the remarkable resilience of life in its many forms. The next time you walk through a forest, you might just be standing on top of the largest living organism on the planet, an organism that has been silently thriving beneath your feet for centuries. Humans are faintly bioluminescent. Humans, like many other creatures on this planet, glow, though you wouldn't know it by looking at us in the daylight. We are faintly bioluminescent, emitting a small amount of light visible only under specific conditions. This phenomenon, discovered by scientists only recently, occurs due to biochemical reactions happening in our bodies. Our cells produce a small amount of light through oxidative reactions, and though the glow is so weak that it's undetectable to the human eye, special equipment can measure it. The discovery of human bioluminescence challenges the way we think about the human body and its connection to the natural world. For years, we've associated bioluminescence with fireflies, jellyfish, and deep-sea creatures, but we now know that this trait, once thought to be exclusively part of the animal kingdom's more exotic species, is part of our own biology. It's a strange and humbling realization. In a world full of light and life, we too are part of that invisible glow, a subtle beacon of energy in the dark. This faint light doesn't serve any obvious purpose for humans in our daily lives, but it forces us to rethink our place in the larger web of life. It suggests that there's still much about our own biology that remains hidden, mysteries beneath the surface waiting to be discovered. We live surrounded by light, yet within us is a quiet, unnoticed radiance that binds us to the other creatures of the earth, revealing how connected we truly are to the mysterious, glowing world around us. Orange wasn't a word until the fruit was named. The color we know as orange didn't exist in the English language until the fruit was named. Before the fruit became widely known, what we now call orange was simply referred to as red or yellow-red, describing its appearance in more general terms. The word orange was borrowed from the Old French word orange,
which itself came from the Arabic naranj. But the interesting part is that the name for the color only came into existence after the fruit did, which means that for much of human history, there wasn't even a word to describe this vibrant hue we now see all around us. This fact flips our understanding of language on its head, showing us just how deeply interconnected our perceptions and vocabulary are. We often think of language as something that reflects reality, but in this case, it was reality, the orange fruit, that created the need for a word. It's a striking reminder that our language is a living, evolving tool shaped by what we experience. The moment that vibrant citrus fruit became part of the world, it created a category of color that previously had no name. In a sense, the fruit didn't just add flavor to our diet, it also introduced a whole new way to see the world. The next time you look at an orange, remember that you're seeing a color born of history, a color that didn't exist until it was named. You're more bacteria than human cells. It's a mind-boggling truth. You are more bacteria than you are human. The cells in your body are vastly outnumbered by microbial cells that inhabit every part of you, from your skin to your gut. Estimates suggest that for every human cell, there are about 1.3 bacterial cells living inside and on you. That means at any given moment, your body is home to trillions of bacteria, many of which play vital roles in your overall health. The human microbiome, the collection of bacteria, viruses, and fungi living symbiotically with us, outnumbers our own cells, creating a powerful and intricate ecosystem inside of us. These bacteria are not parasites, they're collaborators, essential to digestion, immune function, and even mental health. For example, the bacteria in your gut help break down food, produce vitamins, and protect you from harmful microorganisms. In fact, some studies suggest that the state of our gut microbiota can affect our mood, behavior, and even our susceptibility to disease. This hidden world of bacteria is a reminder that the boundaries between self and other are not always as clear-cut as we think. You are, in many ways, a walking ecosystem, a blend of human and microbial life. This profound connection between you and the bacteria that share your body highlights the complexity of life and challenges our conventional understanding of what it means to be human. It forces us to rethink the idea of individuality, showing us that we are far more interconnected with the world around us than we might have ever imagined. The brain predicts reality instead of reacting to it. Your brain is not simply a passive receiver of information. It is a master predictor. Every second, your brain is actively constructing and predicting what will happen next based on past experiences and patterns. It doesn't wait for information to arrive. It anticipates it, filling in the gaps before you even realize it. This is why you often feel like you know what's going to happen next, whether in a conversation or a routine task, even before it occurs. This predictive power is a survival mechanism. By anticipating what will happen, the brain can prepare your body and mind to respond more efficiently. This ability allows for faster reactions, making you more adaptable and able to handle unexpected situations. When you see an object in motion, for instance, your brain doesn't process each moment of the object's movement. Instead, it predicts where the object will be next, preparing you to act before the event unfolds. However, this constant prediction also means that your perception of reality is often shaped by what your brain expects to happen rather than by raw, unfiltered input. This explains why people can sometimes experience false memories or misinterpret events. They don't just see what happens, they see what their brain expected to happen. It's a reminder that our reality is not purely objective. It is deeply influenced by the predictive nature of our minds, shaping how we experience the world around us. Birds don't urinate. At first, this might sound strange, given that most creatures on Earth, humans included,
produce urine as a way to eliminate waste, but birds, they don't urinate at all. Instead, they excrete a mixture of uric acid and waste in a semi-solid form, which is what gives their droppings the characteristic white color. This adaptation is a fascinating survival mechanism. Birds have evolved to conserve water in their bodies, which is crucial for life in environments where water may be scarce. The fact that birds don't urinate highlights how the natural world has adapted to specific challenges. While we humans rely on water to flush out waste through liquid urine, birds need to minimize water loss, especially because they often live in habitats where dehydration could be fatal. By excreting waste as uric acid, which requires less water, birds ensure that they don't waste precious resources. It's a brilliant, energy-efficient system that allows them to thrive in diverse environments, from arid deserts to humid forests. This biological quirk also serves as a reminder of the incredible ways nature adapts to the demands of survival. It's not just about getting rid of waste, it's about doing so in the most efficient way possible. Birds have figured out how to balance their waste management with the need for water conservation, showing us that sometimes the smallest differences in biology can be crucial to life's delicate balance. You've never seen your face, only reflections. It's a strange, almost unsettling thought. You've never actually seen your own face. The image you have of yourself, the one you look at every time you pass a mirror or catch your reflection, is not directly your face at all. It's a reflection, a reverse version of what you look like, captured by light bouncing off surfaces. The truth is, we can never truly see our faces with our own eyes because they are the very instruments by which we perceive the world. Our faces are beyond our direct line of sight, always viewed from an outside perspective. This fact invites us to question how we perceive ourselves. We build our self-image not from first-hand observation, but from what we're shown by mirrors, photos, or video. Every time we look at our reflection, we are seeing a version of ourselves created by light, angles, and external surfaces. It's a powerful reminder that much of what we consider to be ourselves is filtered through perception, often from the perspectives of others, not our own direct experience. In a way, this knowledge makes our self-image even more fragile. What we think we look like may not be the true us in an objective sense, but merely a collection of external views. It reminds us that our understanding of ourselves is shaped by how we are seen by others, and how those reflections, whether literal or metaphorical, can sometimes reveal far more than we realize about who we are. Butterflies remember being caterpillars. Imagine a creature that undergoes one of the most dramatic transformations in the natural world, starting life as a crawling, eating machine, then emerging from a cocoon as a delicate, colorful flyer. Butterflies, in all their beauty, hold a secret. They have the remarkable ability to remember their life as caterpillars. This memory isn't just a vague imprint. It's a learned response that survives the extreme metamorphosis from caterpillar to pupa to adult butterfly. During metamorphosis, a caterpillar undergoes a process where its body breaks down and reorganizes, essentially starting over as it forms into a butterfly. While most of the caterpillar's original cells are destroyed, some of its brain cells and memories are preserved. Research has shown that butterflies can retain learned behaviors from their caterpillar stage, such as navigating to specific locations or avoiding harmful stimuli. These memories aren't consciously recalled, but they influence the butterfly's actions in ways that show a continuity of experience from one stage of life to the next. This incredible ability challenges our understanding of life cycles and memory. It forces us to consider that what we think of as life and identity might be more fluid and interconnected than we realize. For a butterfly, the experience of being a caterpillar isn't entirely a race, but rather integrated into its new form, creating an unexpected bridge between two completely different stages of existence. It's a poignant reminder that transformation doesn't always erase the past. It can build on it, creating continuity in the most unlikely of places. Some turtles breathe through their butts. It sounds bizarre, but it's true. Some species of turtles have the incredible ability to breathe through their butts. This unique adaptation occurs through a process called cloacal respiration. The cloaca is a common opening for excretion and reproduction in many animals, but in certain turtles, it also serves as an auxiliary breathing organ. These turtles can absorb oxygen directly from the water through the blood vessels in the lining of the cloaca, effectively allowing them to breathe while submerged. This fascinating biological quirk is particularly useful for species that spend a lot of time underwater, such as the Australian Fitzroy River turtle, since their ability to breathe through their lungs can be limited while submerged. The cloacal method provides an additional way to take in oxygen, helping them survive for extended periods without surfacing. This adaptation is a prime example of how life evolves in unexpected and highly specialized ways to meet environmental challenges. While most of us associate breathing with our mouths or nostrils, some turtles have taken it to a whole new level. It also speaks to the incredible diversity in the animal kingdom, how nature finds innovative solutions to help creatures survive in their unique habitats. So the next time you think of a turtle, remember, its ability to breathe through its butt is just one of the many strange wonders the natural world holds. The heart can beat outside the body. The heart, that remarkable organ we often think of as the very center of life, has an incredible ability. It can continue to beat even when it's removed from the body. This is because the heart has its own electrical system that controls its rhythm, independent of the brain. It's known as the heart's intrinsic pacemaker. When the heart is removed from the body, this pacemaker can still send electrical signals, causing the heart to contract and pump blood for a short period of time, even without a brain or nervous system to guide it. This fascinating fact goes beyond the mechanics of the heart. It symbolizes the resilience and autonomy of life. The heart doesn't require conscious thought or direction to fulfill its primary function. It does it naturally, driven by electrical impulses that govern its every beat. This is why, in medical procedures like organ transplants, the heart can sometimes continue to function outside the body for a time as doctors work to restore it to the right environment. The fact that the heart can beat outside the body also speaks to the complexity of life itself. It's a reminder that even in the absence of a fully functioning organism, certain aspects of life can persist. The heart, in its most basic form, represents the idea of life continuing, even when everything else is in question. It's a subtle yet powerful testament to the body's incredible ability to sustain itself, proving that life is, in many ways, self-sustaining and bound by natural rhythms that continue on, even when we think everything has stopped. Humans can distinguish over 1 trillion smells. It's a staggering fact. The human nose is far more powerful than we typically give it credit for. While we tend to focus on our sense of sight or hearing, the olfactory system, the system responsible for our sense of smell, has the ability to distinguish over 1 trillion different odors. This vast range of smells comes from the complex interplay of thousands of scent receptors in our noses, each designed to detect specific molecules in the air. These receptors send signals to the brain, allowing us to identify and differentiate an almost infinite variety of scents, from the sweetness of a flower to the subtle hint of a distant memory. What makes this even more remarkable is that smell is tightly connected to memory and emotion. Unlike sight or sound, the olfactory system is directly linked to the limbic system, the part of the brain that controls emotions and memory. This is why certain scents can instantly trigger
powerful emotional responses, or bring back long-forgotten memories. Smell has an intimate and profound effect on us, shaping how we experience the world in ways that go beyond mere recognition of odors. It's as if our sense of smell creates a rich, invisible tapestry of experiences, one that is deeply personal and complex. The next time you catch a familiar scent, remember that you're tapping into a sensory superpower. The ability to distinguish over 1 trillion smells not only connects us to the world in profound ways, but reminds us of how much our senses influence our perception of reality, shaping our emotions, memories, and even our sense of identity. A yawn cools the brain. We often associate yawning with tiredness or boredom, but there's more to it than simply a sign of fatigue. In fact, yawning is a fascinating mechanism that helps regulate the temperature of your brain. When you yawn, the deep inhalation of air helps cool the blood vessels in your brain, which in turn cools the brain itself. The brain, like any engine, needs to maintain an optimal temperature to function efficiently, and yawning serves as a natural cooling system to prevent it from overheating. This process occurs because when you stretch your jaw wide and inhale deeply, the air flowing into your mouth and lungs lowers the temperature in the brain's blood vessels. By cooling the brain, yawning helps it stay sharp, especially when we're feeling mentally fatigued. It's a way for our body to ensure we can think clearly and stay alert. This cooling function becomes even more crucial during periods of mental exertion, such as when we're stressed, concentrating hard, or sleep deprived. But the mystery doesn't end there. The fact that yawning is contagious, when you see someone yawn, it often triggers you to yawn too, suggests that this behavior may also serve social or empathetic functions. It's as though our bodies are intuitively synchronizing, ensuring that we are all functioning at our best. Yawning, then, isn't just an involuntary reaction, but an essential tool for keeping our brains cool and our minds sharp. Babies have more bones than adults. When we're born, our bodies come equipped with more bones than we'll ever have as adults. A newborn baby has around 270 bones, but by the time we reach adulthood, that number decreases to about 206. The reason for this is that as we grow, some of these bones gradually fuse together. For example, the bones in a baby's skull are not fused at birth, which allows for the head to compress slightly during the birthing process and makes room for the brain to grow. Over time, the plates of the skull will gradually fuse together as the child matures. This fact isn't just a quirky tidbit. It's a reflection of the incredible adaptability and growth of the human body. Babies' bones are more flexible and softer than those of adults, which is why they are able to withstand the stresses of birth and rapid development in the early years of life. As children grow and their bodies change, bones fuse to form the sturdier, more rigid structures we have as adults, supporting the increased demands placed on our bodies as we move, run, and grow stronger. It's a striking reminder of how life begins. Our bodies are born as delicate, adaptable systems that gradually harden and solidify as we mature. This process reflects not just physical growth, but a constant transformation that takes place throughout our lives, allowing us to survive, adapt, and thrive in the world. Smiling can trick your brain into happiness. It may sound simple, but the act of smiling, something so natural and effortless, can have a profound effect on your emotions. When you smile, your brain interprets the movement of your facial muscles as a sign of happiness. This triggers the release of neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, chemicals that are often called the feel-good hormones. Even if you're not feeling particularly joyful, the simple act of curling your lips upward can fool your brain into believing you are. This fascinating phenomenon is an example of how deeply connected our mind and body truly are. Our brain doesn't always wait for external circumstances to dictate our mood. It can be influenced by physical actions too. Smiling is one of the most powerful tools we have to shift our mental state. It's a reminder that, in a way, we hold the power to rewire our emotions, even when life feels overwhelming. By consciously smiling, you can send signals to your brain that help elevate your mood, even if it's just for a moment. What's even more intriguing is that this trick doesn't just work for you, it can also influence the people around you. Smiling is contagious. When you smile, others are likely to mirror your expression, spreading positive energy and reinforcing the cycle of happiness. It's a small, simple act with the potential to create a ripple effect that brightens your day and those of others around you. Smiling isn't just a reflection of joy, it's a spark that can ignite it, making it a secret weapon in navigating life's ups and downs. You can't tickle yourself because your brain predicts it. The act of tickling, often a source of laughter and joy, loses its magic when we try to tickle ourselves. It seems counterintuitive, doesn't it? You would think that with all the sensation your hands can cause, you'd be able to trigger a ticklish response. But no, you can't. The reason lies in the way our brain works. It predicts the sensation. When you move your own hand toward your skin, your brain already knows the touch is coming, and it prepares itself for the sensation, dulling the ticklish response. It's the same mechanism that keeps you from flinching at your own footsteps or feeling pain when you touch your own body. The brain's ability to predict and filter out predictable sensations is essential for functioning in a complex world. It allows us to focus on unexpected stimuli and adjust our behavior accordingly, especially in environments full of potential threats. It's the reason you don't feel constant discomfort from the clothes on your skin or from the feeling of your own heartbeat. It's all about the brain creating a distinction between what is expected and what is unknown. Tickling yourself would blur that line, and as a result, the sensation doesn't evoke the same uncontrollable laughter it does when someone else's touch is unexpected. This also highlights the incredible power of our mind in shaping how we experience the world. Our brains are constantly working in the background, filtering, predicting, and fine-tuning our interactions with our surroundings, helping us navigate a complex reality. In a way, our brain's inability to let us tickle ourselves is just another reminder of how deeply our perceptions are shaped by anticipation and surprise. Fish can get seasick. It seems almost absurd to think about fish who spend their entire lives swimming in the water somehow getting seasick. But it's true. Just like humans and other animals, fish can experience discomfort from the motion of water around them. This condition is often referred to as motion sickness or seasickness for fish, and it happens when the constant, sometimes erratic movements of water throw off their balance and sensory systems. Fish rely on a delicate system of inner ear structures, similar to humans, to help them navigate and maintain equilibrium. This system is finely tuned to detect changes in motion, which is crucial for maintaining their orientation and movement through the water. However, when the environment becomes turbulent, whether it's due to strong currents, rapid changes in water depth, or even being caught in a boat's wake, fish can become disoriented. This disorientation leads to the same symptoms of seasickness we experience, such as a loss of balance, nausea, and difficulty swimming. While we usually think of seasickness as a human problem, this fact reveals an unexpected connection between humans and marine life. It shows just how sensitive and finely tuned our bodies, and the bodies of creatures like fish, are to their environments. It's a reminder that even the creatures most at home in the water are vulnerable to the chaos and unpredictability of their surroundings, forcing us to reconsider how we view life beneath the surface. The brain burns energy even when you're still, even when you're completely still, not moving a muscle. Your brain is burning energy at an astonishing rate. Despite making up only about 2% of your body's total mass, the brain consumes around 20% of your body's energy,
roughly 300 calories per day, even when you're resting. This constant energy use is not because your brain is actively thinking or solving problems, but because it's always at work behind the scenes. It regulates your breathing, keeps your heart beating, processes sensory information, and handles countless other tasks necessary to keep your body alive and functioning. This constant energy consumption is a reminder of the brain's complexity and the amount of work it does, even in moments of apparent calm. The brain is like a silent, ceaseless worker, processing everything from automatic functions like digestion and heart rate to maintaining your body's balance and health. Even when you think you're doing nothing, your brain is working tirelessly to keep your internal systems running smoothly. This fact emphasizes how much energy our bodies, and specifically our brains, require to function properly. The next time you feel physically rested or inactive, take a moment to appreciate the invisible effort your brain is putting in to keep everything in motion. It's a powerful reminder of how little we can truly be still, as our brains are always working, even when we think we're not. Music triggers dopamine like food. Music isn't just something we listen to for entertainment. It has the power to activate our brain's reward system in the same way that food, sex, or drugs can. When you hear a song you love, your brain releases dopamine, the feel-good chemical that makes you feel pleasure and joy. This reaction is similar to what happens when we eat our favorite foods, giving us a natural high that's both immediate and deeply satisfying. But what makes this connection so profound is how deeply intertwined music is with our emotions. The power of a melody, the rhythm, or a certain lyric can trigger memories, stir emotions, and create connections that go beyond the sound itself. When you listen to music that resonates with you, it can flood your brain with dopamine, making you feel more alive, more energized, or more at peace, depending on the tune. It's as if music doesn't just engage the mind, it directly feeds our emotions in a way that shapes our mood and outlook on life. This connection between music and dopamine explains why we often turn to songs to lift our spirits or get through tough moments. Music becomes a way to self-medicate, to boost our mood, and to manage the emotional complexities of life. In many ways, it's a form of therapy that doesn't require a prescription, just the right tune. So the next time you hear a song that makes you smile, remember that your brain is rewarding you in the same way it does when you enjoy your favorite comfort food. You blink 20 times a minute. It's a small, almost unconscious action, yet it happens over 20 times every minute. Blinking is something we rarely think about, but it serves several vital functions. Blinks lubricate the eyes, clear away dust and debris, and even protect the eyes from bright light. Despite its simplicity, the act of blinking is crucial for maintaining healthy vision and comfort. It's so automatic that you likely don't notice how often you do it until you stop and think about it. But what makes this fact truly fascinating is the way blinking goes unnoticed by our conscious mind. It's a rhythm that runs in the background of our daily life, an action so ingrained that it almost becomes part of the subconscious. Our brains prioritize other tasks, and blinking, though essential, is automatic, allowing us to focus on the more pressing elements of our environment. This subtle, rhythmic act is a perfect example of how our bodies manage countless processes without us even realizing. It's a dance between the conscious and unconscious, a reminder that so much of our existence is driven by systems that don't need our active attention to function. So, the next time you catch yourself blinking, remember that this simple, involuntary action is part of an intricate system that keeps your eyes healthy and your focus sharp. It's a small miracle of biology, happening over 20 times every minute, working tirelessly to support you without ever asking for attention. Laughter predates language. Laughter is a deeply ingrained part of human experience, but its origins stretch back long before we developed the complex systems of communication that we rely on today.
In fact, laughter predates language itself. Anthropologists believe that laughter likely evolved as a form of social bonding long before humans developed spoken words. Early humans likely used laughter to signal safety, share joy, or reinforce group cohesion, much like other social animals do. It's a non-verbal way of connecting, of expressing something universal without the need for words. The fascinating thing about laughter is that it's not just about humor. It's an involuntary response that's rooted in our biology, activated by everything from a joke to a feeling of relief or even nervousness. This suggests that laughter's true purpose is more about connection than comprehension. It's a way to signal that we're in sync, that we understand each other on a level deeper than words can convey. Laughter's evolutionary roots reveal something profound about human nature. Before we could communicate with language, we communicated with our emotions and social cues, and laughter was a key tool in that early social toolkit. In a world where we often rely on words to connect, laughter is a reminder that sometimes a shared moment of joy or understanding doesn't need to be verbal. It transcends language and resonates at a level that words never could, a simple universal act that binds us all together. Time feels slower during new experiences. Ever notice how time seems to slow down during moments of intense newness? Whether it's your first time at a new job, a thrilling adventure, or even an unfamiliar situation, time often feels like it's stretching. This isn't a trick of the mind. It's actually rooted in how our brains process novel experiences. When faced with something unfamiliar, our brains are working overtime, processing new information, forming new memories, and actively engaging with the present moment in a way that makes time feel more drawn out. The reason behind this sensation lies in how our brains encode memories. When something novel occurs, the brain creates more detailed, vivid memories compared to routine experiences. Our brains are essentially absorbing more data, which makes the time spent in those moments feel longer when we reflect on them. In contrast, when we're in familiar environments, our brains operate more on autopilot, storing fewer vivid memories, making time seem to fly by. This phenomenon also ties into how we experience life. New experiences make us feel more alive, more engaged with the world around us. It's as if time itself expands to accommodate the intensity and richness of the moment. Next time you find yourself in a new experience and time feels like it's slowing down, remember that your brain is working hard to imprint every detail, making those moments feel like they last longer and become etched into your memory. The fact you're reading this means millions of improbable events aligned perfectly. Have you ever stopped to consider the sheer improbability of your existence, let alone the fact that you're reading these words right now? The odds of everything that had to happen over billions of years to lead to this very moment are almost incomprehensible. From the precise conditions that allowed life to emerge on Earth to the complex chain of events that led to your birth, every detail is a product of chance, timing, and an intricate web of variables. Think about it. Your parents met at just the right time, in just the right place, and with just the right circumstances, ensuring that you were born, and that's just the beginning. The countless generations that preceded you had to survive countless obstacles to bring you into existence. If even one tiny detail had been different, a missed step, a different choice, none of this would have been possible. The mere fact that you're alive, aware, and reading this is a miraculous alignment of improbable events. This thought doesn't just apply to life itself, but to every action and decision we make. The world is full of opportunities and risks, yet the very fact you're here, experiencing this moment, means an unfathomable sequence of events has unfolded just so. It's a powerful reminder that the universe is full of possibility, randomness, and fate, all woven together in ways we can barely grasp. Our lives and the very fact we exist are a testament to the extraordinary series
of events that came before us, each one improbable, yet necessary to reach this very point in time. The Eiffel Tower grows 15 centimeters in summer. It may seem impossible, but the Eiffel Tower, that iconic symbol of Paris, actually grows taller during the warmer months. Thanks to the steel that makes up its structure, the heat of summer causes the metal to expand, adding about 15 centimeters, nearly 6 inches, to the tower's height. This phenomenon, known as thermal expansion, happens because molecules in the metal move faster and take up more space when they get warmer. It's a striking reminder that even the most solid, permanent-looking structures are subject to the same natural forces that affect everything around us. What's fascinating about this fact is that it highlights the subtle, invisible forces that shape the world we live in. We often think of the Eiffel Tower as an unchanging, eternal monument, something fixed in time and space, but in reality, it's alive with movement, expanding and contracting with the seasons. The tower's growth in the summer isn't just a scientific curiosity, it's a symbol of how even the most enduring creations are shaped by the natural world. Just like how our bodies change with temperature and time, the Eiffel Tower is constantly in flux, responding to the environment in ways we can't always see, but can certainly feel. So next time you see the Eiffel Tower, remember that it's not just a fixed piece of architecture, it's a living, breathing structure, stretching ever so slightly toward the sky each summer. It's nature's subtle touch, reminding us that everything, no matter how permanent it seems, is still influenced by the world around it. A sneeze can travel over 100 miles per hour. A sneeze is more than just a reflex. It's a powerful force of nature. When you sneeze, your body expels air at speeds that can reach up to 100 miles per hour or even faster. That's faster than most cars drive on city streets. This rapid expulsion of air is designed to clear irritants from your nasal passages, whether it's dust, pollen, or germs. But the sheer speed at which it happens is what's truly astonishing. The force behind a sneeze comes from the sudden contraction of your diaphragm and chest muscles, which propels air out of your lungs and through your nose and mouth with explosive force. This is why sneezes often feel so intense and powerful. The high velocity is also why droplets, carrying everything from bacteria to viruses, can spread so quickly when someone sneezes. It's no wonder why covering your nose and mouth is so important during a sneeze, not just for your own comfort, but to prevent the spread of infectious particles. This fact forces us to reconsider how even the simplest bodily functions, like a sneeze, are intricately designed and purposeful. It's a reminder that our bodies are constantly working in ways we can't always see or fully understand, and that even the smallest reflexes can hold surprising power. A sneeze isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a testament to the raw, unrelenting energy our bodies can produce in response to the world around us. You've never seen your nose in your vision. It's something so obvious and right in front of you, yet you've never truly seen it. No matter how much you focus, your brain actively filters out the image of your own nose from your visual field. This happens because the brain is wired to focus on what's most important to your survival and perception of the world, and having your nose in the center of your vision would be distracting. So your brain suppresses it, allowing you to go through life without consciously noticing it, even though it's always there. This fascinating quirk is a result of a process called saccadic masking. Every time you move your eyes, your brain suppresses the sensory input from the retina during the movement, ensuring that your visual field stays steady and clear. In addition, the part of your brain that processes visual information is programmed to ignore objects that remain in the same spot, like your nose, since it doesn't provide new or useful information. It's a surreal reminder of how our brains work tirelessly to filter out what's unnecessary and help us focus on what matters most. The next time you look at something,
think about the millions of details your brain filters out without you even noticing, like your nose. It's always there, yet your brain's incredible ability to prioritize and streamline your perception means you've never truly seen it in your vision, even though it's right in front of you. Sloths can starve on a full stomach. The sloth, that slow-moving creature known for its leisurely pace, holds a dark and perplexing secret. It can starve to death even with a full stomach. Despite spending up to 20 hours a day resting, sloths are herbivores that feed on leaves, which are not particularly nutrient-dense. Their digestive systems are designed to extract as much nutrition as possible from their food, but it's an incredibly slow process. Their stomachs take days, sometimes weeks, to digest their meals, and during this time, the sloth's body burns more energy than it absorbs. This unusual metabolism, while well suited to the sloth's low-energy lifestyle, creates a paradox. The sloth can continue to feel full while still losing vital nutrients, slowly starving despite having eaten. The leaves they consume may fill their stomachs, but they don't provide the fuel their bodies need to thrive. This makes the sloth vulnerable, as it requires the right balance of nutrients to survive, and if it doesn't get enough from its food, even a full stomach won't save it. The sloth's predicament is a powerful reminder of the delicate balance required for survival. It's not just about having food, it's about having the right kind of food to meet your body's specific needs. In a world where efficiency and adaptation are key to survival, the sloth's plight highlights how even the simplest creatures must navigate the complex, unpredictable demands of nature to stay alive. It's a hauntingly poignant metaphor for how sometimes, even when we think we have everything we need, it may not be enough. Some metals explode in water. It might sound like something out of a science experiment gone wrong, but certain metals react so violently with water that they can actually explode. One of the most infamous examples is sodium, which, when it comes into contact with water, causes a reaction so intense it can create an explosion. The reason? When sodium meets water, it forms sodium hydroxide and hydrogen gas, and this gas quickly ignites due to the heat generated by the reaction, often resulting in a fiery explosion. Other metals like potassium and lithium behave similarly, making them highly reactive and dangerous when exposed to water. This explosive behavior is a reminder of how unpredictable and powerful the forces of nature can be. Metals that seem so solid and stable to the naked eye can hide an entirely different side of their nature. The violent reaction is not just an accident, it's a result of the metal's unique chemical properties, which allow it to react with water in a way that releases vast amounts of energy. It's as if these metals are lying in wait, biding their time until they come into contact with something that triggers their hidden explosive potential. In a way, this fact serves as a metaphor for the unpredictable forces beneath the surface of our world. Just like certain metals can seem calm and inert until the right conditions make them explode, there are forces in our lives and the natural world that can be triggered in unexpected ways. It's a powerful reminder of the unseen power that lies beneath the surface, waiting to erupt when conditions are right. The universe has no confirmed center. For centuries, humans have looked to the stars, searching for a point of origin or a center to the vast universe we inhabit. Yet, despite our best efforts, one of the most mind-bending truths about our universe is that it has no confirmed center. According to current cosmological theories, particularly the Big Bang model, the universe is expanding uniformly in all directions. This means there's no middle to our universe. The expansion is happening everywhere, all at once. This idea challenges our deeply ingrained assumptions about space and reality. We're taught from an early age that everything has a center, a place of origin, or a focal point from which everything else spreads. Yet, in the case of the universe, space itself is stretching out, and every point in it can be considered the center from a certain perspective. What this means is that no matter where you are in the universe, you're technically at the center of its expansion from your vantage point. The idea that the universe has no central point forces us to rethink our place in the cosmos. It asks us to embrace a reality where the universe is not a static, ordered system centered on Earth, but a dynamic, constantly expanding, infinite expanse with no clear boundaries or focal points. This concept not only humbles us, but reminds us that our understanding of the universe is still in its infancy. The vastness of space remains a mystery, and perhaps in this endless expanse, there are still truths about existence waiting to be uncovered. A fingerprint can regenerate if damaged. Your fingerprint, a unique identifier that sets you apart from every other person on Earth, has a fascinating ability to regenerate if damaged. These intricate patterns of ridges and valleys on your fingers are formed during fetal development and are essentially permanent. However, if you lose part of your fingerprint, whether from a cut or burn, your skin's regenerative abilities can allow it to grow back, often restoring its original pattern. The reason for this remarkable ability lies in the skin's healing process. When the dermal layers are damaged, the body starts repairing itself by producing new skin cells that gradually fill in the gap. Because fingerprints are created by a combination of skin ridges, sweat glands, and dermal papillae, the deeper layers of the skin, the unique patterns can be reformed if the damage isn't too severe. Even if a portion of the finger's surface is damaged, the cells underneath can guide the regeneration process to restore the print to its original state. However, it's important to note that while the skin can regenerate, the healing process may not always be perfect. Severe damage, like deep burns or injury to the underlying layers of the skin, could potentially cause permanent changes to the fingerprint. Still, this regenerative ability speaks to the body's incredible capacity to heal and maintain its unique features. It's a subtle reminder that even the smallest details of our identity, like a fingerprint, are protected and preserved by our body's extraordinary ability to regenerate and adapt. The average person waits 6 months of their life at red lights. It's one of those small, almost unnoticed aspects of modern life that adds up in ways we never really consider. Every time you pull up to a red light, you might grumble or glance at your phone, but you don't usually think about how much of your life is spent waiting for that light to turn green. Over the course of a lifetime, the average person will spend about 6 months of their life, around 12 days every year, sitting in traffic, waiting at those red signals. It's mind-blowing when you stop to think about it. 6 months of waiting, half a year of your life spent in moments where you're essentially doing nothing but staring at the red glow ahead. And yet, despite the time lost, this waiting period highlights a deeper truth about the nature of time and life. Every second we spend, every moment we think is wasted, can compound into something far larger than we anticipate. The minutes here, the moments there, all add up in a way we can't see day to day. What's even more powerful is how these lost moments aren't really lost at all. While waiting at red lights, we can think, daydream, listen to music, or even find moments of introspection. In a way, these waiting times challenge us to slow down and recognize that time is a precious, finite resource. Every second counts. 6 months of red lights might seem like a burden, but in the end, it's a reminder that life, even in its pauses, is constantly flowing, even when we're standing still. Some bacteria can survive intense radiation. Imagine a microscopic organism so resilient that it can endure the kind of radiation that would instantly kill most living things. This isn't science fiction. It's the reality of certain bacteria, such as Deinococcus radiodurans, often called the world's toughest bacterium. These bacteria have evolved the remarkable ability to withstand levels of radiation far beyond what humans or even most animals could survive. They do this by having an incredibly efficient repair system
that allows them to fix their DNA after it has been damaged by radiation. In fact, they can survive doses of radiation that are hundreds of times more lethal than the amount humans could endure. What's truly mind-blowing is how these bacteria challenge our understanding of life's limits. If such microscopic life can survive in environments that would fry other organisms, it forces us to reconsider where and how life can exist. These bacteria remind us that the resilience of life is often more powerful and more adaptable than we realize. They show that, given the right conditions, life can flourish in places we thought were inhospitable, whether that's in the deep ocean, in space, or even in the midst of radiation. The survival of these bacteria is more than just an interesting scientific fact. It raises the possibility that life, in its most primitive form, could exist in environments we once believed were too hostile. It also challenges us to think about life in the universe and the potential for finding microbial life in places like Mars, where radiation is far more intense. The power of these tiny organisms pushes the boundaries of what we understand about the resilience and adaptability of life. Fish can hear through their bones. In the underwater world, fish experience sound in a way that's radically different from us. While humans hear sounds through the air and the movement of molecules in our eardrums, fish hear through a unique and fascinating method: their bones. Fish possess an extraordinary system of bones, muscles, and sensory organs that allow them to detect vibrations in the water, using their inner ear structures and even the bones of their skulls to pick up sound. This adaptation helps them navigate, communicate, and even avoid predators in an environment where sound travels differently than it does in air. Fish have a special structure known as the otoliths, which are small, calcified structures located in their inner ears. These otoliths are sensitive to vibrations and pressure changes in the water. When sound waves travel through the water, fish can sense these vibrations not just through their ears, but through their entire skeletal structure. The vibrations pass through the fish's bones, allowing them to hear even faint sounds or movements from miles away. This ability is particularly crucial for fish in their underwater habitat. Sound travels much faster in water than in air, and fish need to detect even the slightest disturbances, whether it's the movement of prey or the approach of a predator. This incredible way of hearing through their bones gives them an edge in their environment, highlighting how life adapts in surprising ways to fit the challenges of its surroundings. For fish, their bones aren't just structural, they are an essential part of their sensory experience, connecting them to the world in ways we could never imagine. There are more neurons in your gut than in a cat's brain. The brain is often considered the command center of the body, but did you know that your gut has a mind of its own? It's home to more than 100 million neurons, more than a cat's brain. This vast network of neurons is known as the enteric nervous system, ENS, often referred to as the second brain. While it may not handle complex thoughts or decisions, it plays a vital role in managing digestion and other crucial bodily functions like regulating enzymes, absorbing nutrients, and controlling the movement of food through the intestines. What makes the ENS even more fascinating is its connection to your brain through the gut-brain axis, a two-way communication pathway that links the gut to the central nervous system. This means that what happens in your gut can directly affect your mood, emotions, and even your decision-making. That feeling of butterflies when you're nervous, or the way stress can upset your stomach, are just a couple of examples of how your gut influences your mental state. This complex system is so autonomous that in some cases, the ENS can operate independently of the brain, making quick decisions about digestion without needing input from the central nervous system. The sheer number of neurons in your gut speaks to the body's incredible ability to multitask and maintain balance in ways we often overlook. Your second brain,
might not be in control of your thoughts, but it certainly plays a crucial role in your well-being, influencing everything from digestion to emotional health. The sun's mass is 99.86% of the solar system's mass. When we look up at the sky, we often see the sun as just a bright, burning orb in the sky, central to our daily lives. But what most of us don't realize is how overwhelmingly dominant the sun is in the solar system in ways that are almost unimaginable. The sun's mass accounts for a staggering 99.86% of the total mass of the entire solar system. Everything, the planets, moons, asteroids, and comets, makes up less than 0.14% of the total mass, a tiny fraction in comparison. This fact is mind-boggling when you think about it. The sun is so massive that it has the gravitational pull to hold the entire solar system together, keeping everything from Earth to the farthest reaches of the outer planets on their orbital paths. Its enormous mass is the reason the planets revolve around it, the reason Earth remains in its habitable zone, and the reason life as we know it exists. The sun doesn't just provide light and warmth, it is the very foundation that holds the cosmos we live in. When you imagine how small the planets seem in comparison to the sun, it's a humbling reminder of how vast the universe is and how our existence is tied to the incredible forces that govern it. The sun's supremacy over the solar system is a powerful illustration of how one force, one entity, can shape and dominate an entire system of worlds. In a way, it reminds us of the immense power that lies at the center of everything, often unseen but absolutely essential. The largest structure in the universe is a supercluster of galaxies. When we gaze up at the night sky, we're often struck by the beauty of the stars, but what we don't see is just how immense and interconnected the universe truly is. The largest known structure in the cosmos isn't a single galaxy or star system. It's a vast supercluster of galaxies, an immense collection of galaxies bound together by gravity. The Laniakea supercluster, for example, stretches over 500 million light-years and contains thousands of galaxies, including our own Milky Way. It's so vast that its true scale is almost incomprehensible to us. Its size and complexity dwarf anything we can easily grasp. This supercluster is not just a collection of isolated galaxies. It's a sprawling network, with galaxies connected by gravity, forming a vast web of existence across space. These superclusters are essentially the largest known structures in the universe, defining the framework of our cosmic neighborhood. The mind-boggling scale of a supercluster puts our individual galaxy and even our entire galaxy group into perspective, showing how small we are in the grand scheme of things. What's even more awe-inspiring is that superclusters are part of an even larger structure known as the cosmic web, where matter is arranged in filaments, leaving vast voids between them. It's a reminder that the universe is not static, but an ever-expanding, interconnected system of unimaginable scale. The existence of superclusters challenges our understanding of space, showing us that our perception of size and distance is far too limited to truly comprehend the true vastness of the cosmos. The next time you look up at the stars, remember, what we see is just a tiny speck of a vast, interwoven universe that goes far beyond what our minds can fully grasp. You can smell rain before it happens. Have you ever stepped outside just before a rainstorm and caught a faint, earthy scent in the air? That smell is more than just the freshness of the approaching rain. It's a phenomenon known as petrichor, a term that comes from the Greek words petra, meaning stone, and ichor, meaning the fluid that flows in the veins of gods. The smell is caused by an oil emitted by plants and absorbed by the soil, which is then released into the air when rain hits the ground. But what's truly fascinating is that we can detect this scent before the rain even begins to fall. The key to this pre-rain scent lies in the fact that the atmosphere changes as rain approaches. As air pressure drops before a storm, it causes the release of these plant oils and other compounds that have been trapped in the earth. Additionally, a molecule called geosmin, produced by soil bacteria, contributes to the smell we associate with rain. Our noses are incredibly sensitive to these smells, able to detect them in incredibly low concentrations. What's even more remarkable is that animals too can sense these changes, with many becoming restless or seeking shelter before rain begins. This pre-rain scent is more than just a pleasant reminder of nature's cycles. It's a finely tuned response to the subtle shifts in our environment. It's nature's way of preparing us for what's to come, tapping into our senses before the first drops hit the ground, reminding us that we're always connected to the rhythms of the earth. The brain uses about 10 watts of power when at rest. Even when you're sitting still, zoning out, or sleeping, your brain is working hard, using about 10 watts of power, roughly the same amount of energy as a dim light bulb. This might seem like a small amount, but consider how much activity is going on behind the scenes. Despite the fact that the brain only makes up about 2% of your body's mass, it demands a huge portion of your energy. Even when you aren't consciously thinking, your brain is busy regulating your heartbeat, breathing, immune responses, and countless other processes that keep you alive. What's truly mind-blowing is that your brain consumes this power constantly without rest. It's running a network of more than 100 billion neurons, each firing electrical impulses and forming intricate connections. This constant activity is what allows you to respond to the world around you, process new information, and store memories. The brain's high energy demands make it one of the most metabolically active organs in your body. This fact is a reminder of just how much effort goes into even the most basic human functions. Your brain, even when at rest, is never truly inactive. It's constantly maintaining the delicate balance required to keep you functioning. Whether you're awake, thinking, or simply resting, your brain never stops using energy, proving just how essential it is to everything you do, even when it seems like you're doing nothing at all. Some animals can regrow limbs. In the natural world, there are creatures with an astonishing ability, the power to regrow lost limbs. This ability, found in animals like salamanders, certain species of frogs, and even starfish, is a remarkable feat of biology. When these creatures lose a limb, they can regenerate it completely, regrowing bones, nerves, and skin in a process that defies the limits of human healing. For example, a salamander can regrow an entire leg or tail, complete with all its intricate functions, from sensory nerves to muscle tissue. This regenerative ability is a biological marvel, showing how nature has developed mechanisms of repair far beyond our own capabilities. For these animals, losing a limb isn't a death sentence. It's a temporary setback, something that can be overcome through a series of natural processes. The key to this regeneration lies in their specialized cells, called blastomol cells, which have the unique ability to transform into any type of cell needed to recreate the lost limb. For humans, the idea of regrowing a limb may seem like a far-off fantasy, but the science behind it is captivating. Researchers are studying these animals in hopes of unlocking similar regenerative capabilities in humans. The idea that certain creatures can heal themselves so completely challenges our understanding of biology and medicine, giving us hope that one day the impossible might be possible. It's a profound reminder that life, in all its forms, possesses hidden strengths, sometimes far beyond our own imagination. Human stomachs have 30 feet of intestines. It's easy to forget just how complex our digestive system really is when we think about food as simply moving from one end of the body to the other. But the reality is far more intricate. The human stomach is part of a digestive system that contains a staggering 30 feet of intestines coiled up inside the abdomen. These intestines, split into the small and large intestines, play a crucial role in breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and expelling waste. The small intestine alone is about 20 feet long, designed to maximize nutrient absorption, while the large intestine, though shorter, plays a key role in absorbing water and forming solid waste. This vast network of intestines might seem almost surreal when you imagine it, hidden away inside the body, yet it's essential to our survival. The intestines are lined with millions of tiny villi, microscopic finger-like structures that increase surface area, helping our bodies absorb nutrients from the food we eat. Every meal we consume goes through this winding labyrinth, with our intestines tirelessly working to process the nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that fuel our bodies. What's truly fascinating is how efficiently this process works. This 30-foot system is constantly in motion, contracting and expanding, churning food and absorbing vital components without us even thinking about it. The next time you sit down to eat, remember that inside you is a complex, 30-foot-long system silently doing its job, turning food into the energy and nutrients you need to thrive. It's a reminder of how the smallest, unseen parts of our body are often the most essential to our existence. A snail can sleep for 3 years. The idea of sleep is something we often associate with a daily cycle of rest, but for some creatures, it's much more extreme. Take the humble snail, for example. This fascinating little creature can enter a state of dormancy that lasts for up to 3 years. Known as estivation, this prolonged sleep is triggered by harsh environmental conditions, particularly drought, when water becomes scarce or the climate becomes too hot for the snail to survive comfortably. It seals itself inside its shell and enters a deep, hibernation-like state, conserving its energy until conditions improve. During this time, the snail's metabolic processes slow down significantly. It doesn't need food or water, and it essentially shuts down many of the normal functions we associate with life. The mucus that the snail secretes forms a protective barrier, keeping it safe and sealed off from the outside world. This ability to sleep for years at a time is a remarkable survival strategy, allowing the snail to endure periods of extreme weather when food and water are unavailable. This fact is not only a testament to the resilience of life, but also a powerful reminder of how organisms have evolved unique ways to adapt to their environments. While we may see a snail as a simple creature, its ability to survive and thrive in conditions that would be unbearable for many other creatures is a testament to the power of nature's ingenuity. The idea that a creature can sleep for years only to wake up when the world around it is ready makes you think about the hidden ways life endures in even the harshest of conditions. A crocodile can't stick its tongue out. It might seem like a trivial fact, but it's surprisingly true. Crocodiles cannot stick their tongues out. The reason lies in the structure of their mouths. Unlike humans and many other animals, a crocodile's tongue is held in place by a membrane that is fixed to the roof of its mouth. This means their tongue remains stationary and doesn't have the freedom to move in and out like ours does. This unique feature is a result of evolutionary adaptations suited to their predatory lifestyle. Crocodiles spend much of their time submerged in water, and having a fixed tongue helps prevent water from entering their airways while they remain submerged. The stationary tongue ensures that their throat remains tightly sealed, allowing them to snap their jaws shut with incredible speed and force when they catch prey. This inability to stick out their tongue might seem limiting, but it actually serves a purpose in their survival strategy. It's a reminder of how every animal's physical features are honed by evolution to best fit their environment and needs. Crocodiles have survived for millions of years with this fixed tongue, proving that sometimes the simplest adaptations are the most effective. It's a testament to how nature finds unique solutions to meet the demands of life, even in ways we might never expect. A jellyfish can be biologically immortal. In the vast, mysterious world of the oceans, one creature stands out for its incredible and almost unfathomable ability to cheat death. The jellyfish Turritopsis dohrnii, often referred to as the immortal jellyfish. Unlike most animals, which age and eventually die, this jellyfish has the extraordinary ability to revert its cells back to an earlier stage in its life cycle, essentially starting over. When faced with physical damage, starvation, or other threats, it can revert to a juvenile form known as a polyp, bypassing the usual aging process and beginning its life anew. This remarkable process is called transdifferentiation, where the jellyfish's cells transform into different types of cells, allowing it to regenerate and reverse the typical progression of aging. While it doesn't live forever, other dangers in the wild can still lead to its death. It theoretically has the ability to live indefinitely, barring external threats. The idea of biological immortality challenges our basic understanding of life and death. While humans and most animals are bound by the laws of aging, this jellyfish appears to have cracked the code to eternal youth. It's a powerful reminder that life on Earth is full of astonishing mysteries, and that nature is capable of producing solutions to problems that seem beyond our reach. The immortal jellyfish exists as a fascinating glimpse into the untapped potential of biology, where even the most fundamental aspects of existence, like aging and death, might one day be understood in entirely new ways. The strongest muscle in your body is your tongue. It may seem surprising at first, but the tongue holds the title of the strongest muscle in the human body, not because it's the largest or most visible, but because of its incredible versatility and endurance. Unlike other muscles that focus on a single function, the tongue is a highly specialized organ capable of performing a multitude of tasks. It helps us speak, eat, swallow, and even taste. Its strength comes from the fact that it works constantly, coordinating movement, pushing food around, and helping us articulate words with precision all day long. The tongue is made up of a group of muscles that work together in a way that is unlike any other muscle in the body. It is not just a muscle, but a combination of muscles working in sync, allowing it to perform delicate tasks such as forming words, but also powerful ones like pushing food to the back of the throat when we swallow. The strength of the tongue lies in its efficiency and its ability to perform both fine motor tasks and heavy-duty actions, like holding food between teeth while chewing. It's a muscle that doesn't rest, constantly working to support essential functions that we rarely appreciate until they are disrupted. The strength of the tongue is also a testament to how much of our bodily functions are interconnected, from the smallest movements needed for speech to the intense coordination required for swallowing. The tongue performs tasks that shape how we live and interact. It's not just a muscle, it's a multifunctional powerhouse that plays a crucial role in nearly every aspect of daily life. A cloud weighs about 1,000,000 pounds. When we gaze up at the sky, we often marvel at the beauty of clouds, floating effortlessly above us, seemingly weightless. But what if I told you that the very cloud you're looking at could weigh as much as 1,000,000 pounds, or even more? It's true. A typical cumulus cloud, the fluffy, cotton-like ones we often see on clear days, can weigh around 1,000,000 pounds. That's the weight of about 200 elephants. So how can something so heavy float so freely? The secret lies in the cloud's composition. Clouds are made of tiny water droplets or ice crystals, each weighing only a fraction of a gram. But there are trillions of these droplets in a single cloud, and when combined, they add up to an enormous mass. Despite their weight, clouds can remain suspended in the air due to the upward force of warm air currents, known as updrafts, which support them. The water droplets within the cloud are so small and disperse that they don't fall to the ground until they gather enough mass to form precipitation, like rain. This fact invites us to reconsider our understanding of the world above us. Clouds may seem light and ethereal, floating effortlessly across the sky, but they carry a surprising amount of weight. They remind us that even the things we take for granted, like the sky itself, are full of hidden complexity, challenging our perceptions of the seemingly simple and highlighting nature's delicate balance between lightness and weight. The world's longest hiccup lasted 68 years. Imagine suffering from hiccups not for a few minutes or hours, but for decades. That's exactly what happened to Charles Osborne, who holds the record for the longest bout of hiccups in history, 68 years. Starting in 1922, Osborne began hiccuping uncontrollably, a pattern that continued for an astonishing 68 years, during which time he hiccuped approximately 430 million times. What's even more remarkable is that Osborne's condition wasn't a simple, occasional nuisance. It was a constant part of his life. His hiccups were so persistent that they affected his ability to live normally, although he did manage to marry and have children. Despite numerous medical treatments and efforts, no one could pinpoint the exact cause, though it was believed to be linked to a fall that Osborne had sustained prior to the onset of the hiccups. In 1990, after nearly 7 decades, Osborne's hiccups mysteriously stopped on their own. This bizarre condition, which defied all conventional explanations and lasted a lifetime, serves as a stark reminder of how unpredictable and strange the human body can be. It challenges our understanding of the limits of health, perseverance, and the body's quirks. While most people experience hiccups as a temporary inconvenience, Osborne's endless battle with them gives us an insight into the rare and extraordinary ways the body can behave, showing us just how unusual life can be when it refuses to follow the rules. The shortest war in history lasted 38 to 45 minutes. In 1896, the world witnessed one of the most bizarre and astonishing military conflicts, one that lasted less than an hour. This was the Anglo-Zanzibar War, fought between the British Empire and the Sultanate of Zanzibar. The cause? A political dispute over the succession of the Sultan after the death of the previous ruler. The newly installed Sultan, Khalid bin Bargash, resisted British influence and refused to step down, triggering a conflict with catastrophic speed. The British, with their superior naval firepower, bombarded the palace and other key positions in Zanzibar. Within 38 to 45 minutes, the war was over. The Sultan's palace was destroyed, his forces were crushed, and he fled into exile. The entire conflict, spanning only a fraction of an hour, ended in a decisive victory for the British and became a stark example of how overwhelming military power can swiftly change the course of history. This shockingly short war serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of human conflict. How can something as immense and destructive as war unfold in the span of a single hour? The Anglo-Zanzibar War is a striking example of how political tensions, colonial ambitions, and military might can combine to create events that are both historical and surreal in their brevity. It challenges our understanding of conflict, demonstrating how quickly everything can change when the forces of power collide in the most unexpected ways. The shortest commercial flight lasts just 57 seconds. It's hard to imagine that a flight could be so short, but there is a commercial flight that lasts less than a minute. The route between Westray and Papa Westray in the Orkney Islands, Scotland, is officially the world's shortest scheduled flight. Covering a distance of just 1.7 miles, this flight takes a mere 57 seconds to complete. While most commercial flights last hours or even days, this one feels almost more like a brief hop, barely enough time to fasten your seatbelt before landing again. What makes this fact so fascinating is how it challenges our perception of air travel. We often think of flights as long, drawn-out events where time seems to stretch on, but this flight reminds us that air travel can also be incredibly brief. The speed and efficiency of modern aviation make it possible to cross a stretch of land in less than a minute, something that would have seemed impossible in earlier eras. This flight is a practical solution to a specific problem. The islands are so close to each other that a boat ride would take longer than flying. In a world where air travel is often seen as a major undertaking, this 57-second flight offers a glimpse into the future of travel, fast, efficient, and surprisingly brief. It's a reminder of how far technology has come and how we continue to push the boundaries of what's possible in our pursuit of speed and convenience. The next time you board a plane, think about the extraordinary efficiency it takes to cover distances that once would have taken hours, sometimes in just under a minute. The longest time someone has lived without a heart is 555 days. It sounds impossible. How could a person survive without a heart, the organ that pumps life-sustaining blood through the body? Yet, in a groundbreaking medical feat, a man managed to live for 555 days without a functioning heart, relying on an artificial one to keep him alive. This extraordinary case pushed the boundaries of medical science and technology, demonstrating the incredible potential of mechanical devices in sustaining life. The man, a patient in need of a heart transplant, was given an experimental heart pump, an artificial heart designed to mimic the function of a biological heart. This mechanical device was able to keep blood circulating throughout his body, allowing his organs to continue functioning. The fact that he survived for over a year and a half without a natural heart is a testament to the power of medical innovation and human perseverance. It raises questions about the future of organ replacement and the potential for technology to bridge gaps in healthcare in ways that were once unimaginable. What makes this fact so incredible is not just the technology itself, but the profound implications it has for the future of medicine. It shows us that even in the most dire circumstances, life can be sustained through ingenuity and perseverance. This man's survival challenges our understanding of what is possible, reminding us that sometimes life's most remarkable moments happen in the face of the impossible. Humans shed and regrow 100% of their taste buds every 10 days. Every 10 days, your taste buds undergo a complete renewal cycle. While this might sound surprising, it's part of the body's constant process of regeneration. Taste buds, which are responsible for allowing us to experience flavors, are constantly dying off and being replaced by new ones. The process happens so quickly that you might not even notice it. Each taste bud lasts only about 10 days before it is replaced by a new one, ensuring that our sense of taste remains sharp and functional. This rapid regeneration plays a crucial role in maintaining our ability to taste and enjoy food. As we age, our taste buds may become less sensitive, but they still regenerate at this fast pace throughout life. The ability to regrow 100% of taste buds so frequently speaks to the body's extraordinary capacity for renewal. It's a process that not only keeps our sense of taste fresh, but also illustrates how even the smallest parts of our bodies are continuously working to ensure we remain at our best. The fact that your body can regenerate such a specific part of itself so often is a reminder of the resilience and adaptability of the human body. We often take for granted the complexity of processes that keep us functioning, like the constant turnover of taste buds, which can be truly fascinating when you stop to think about it. You have more bacteria in your mouth than there are humans on Earth. The human mouth, often overlooked in its complexity, is home to a staggering number of bacteria, far more than the entire human population on Earth. Inside your mouth, there are an estimated 700 species of bacteria, with the total number of bacteria reaching hundreds of billions or even trillions, depending on your oral health. This means that, within the confines of your mouth, the number of bacteria far exceeds the total number of humans on the planet, which is about 8 billion. These bacteria aren't just freeloaders. They play an essential role in your oral health, helping to break down food, protect against harmful pathogens, and maintain a healthy balance within your mouth's ecosystem. However, when the balance is disrupted, harmful bacteria can thrive, leading to issues like tooth decay and gum disease. The bacteria in your mouth are a testament to the incredible complexity of your body's microbiome, a hidden world of organisms that live symbiotically with you. This fact highlights the astonishing and often unnoticed life forms that coexist with us every day. While bacteria are typically seen as microscopic invaders, the truth is that we are surrounded by, and in some ways reliant on, these tiny creatures. Our mouths, in particular, are bustling ecosystems that remind us how much we still don't understand about the world inside us, a world that thrives in harmony, often invisible, but fundamentally shaping who we are. A human's bones are about 5 times stronger than steel. When you think of strength, steel often comes to mind as the ultimate symbol of toughness. But did you know that human bones are actually much stronger than steel in terms of weight to strength ratio? While steel is known for its strength and durability, human bones are 5 times stronger. This remarkable strength comes from the unique combination of minerals like calcium and phosphorus that make bones both rigid and resilient. Bones are designed to bear loads and endure pressure, making them far more capable of withstanding force than we often give them credit for. The strength of bones isn't just about their ability to hold weight, it's also about their flexibility. Unlike steel, which can bend and break under extreme pressure, bones can absorb shocks and strain without snapping, thanks to their unique structure. This is why our bodies can endure physical activities like running, jumping, and lifting without causing our bones to fracture immediately. Their design allows them to bend slightly without breaking, absorbing impact in ways that solid materials like steel cannot. What's truly fascinating is that our bones are constantly being rebuilt, with old bone tissue being replaced by new tissue in a dynamic process that keeps them strong throughout life. Even as we age, if we take care of our bones through proper nutrition and exercise, they continue to be a powerful and resilient force. So next time you think about strength, remember that beneath your skin lies a structure far stronger than steel, built for endurance and adaptability. It's a testament to the incredible engineering of the human body. You can survive on just food for 40 days without water. The idea of going without water for an extended period sounds like a recipe for disaster, yet the human body is more resilient than we often give it credit for. While the average person can only survive for about 3 to 5 days without water, the body can go far longer without food, up to 40 days or more, depending on the individual's health, body fat, and other factors. This astounding survival threshold has been proven in extreme circumstances where individuals, usually under medical supervision, have endured extended periods of fasting. During prolonged periods without food, the body enters a state of ketosis, where it begins to break down fat stores for energy. It shifts into a kind of survival mode, using its reserves efficiently to keep vital functions going. Without water, however, the body can't function for nearly as long. Water is essential for hydration, organ function, and removing waste, making it the far more critical resource for immediate survival. This fact highlights the body's remarkable ability to adapt in extreme situations. While surviving without food for extended periods is possible, it underscores just how crucial water is for sustaining life. It's a reminder of the delicate balance our bodies maintain, relying on both nourishment and hydration to thrive. Though extreme fasting can be dangerous and is not recommended without medical guidance, it showcases the astonishing ways
the human body can endure when pushed to its limits. The human brain weighs around 3 pounds. At first glance, the human brain might seem like a delicate and small organ compared to the vast complexity it controls. Weighing around 3 pounds, about the same as a pineapple, it is surprisingly light given its monumental role in our lives. Despite its modest weight, the brain is the most energy-demanding organ in the body, responsible for regulating everything from basic motor functions to abstract thoughts, memories, and emotions. This seemingly small organ contains around 86 billion neurons, each connecting to thousands of other neurons, forming an intricate network of communication that governs all aspects of your being. The brain's weight might be light, but its power is anything but. It's responsible for the entire range of human experience, from the subconscious processes that control vital functions to the conscious thoughts that define who we are. What makes the brain even more extraordinary is how it can generate consciousness and self-awareness despite its relatively small size. For an organ that weighs so little, the impact it has on the world is immeasurable. It defines your perception of reality, your interactions with others, and your ability to learn, adapt, and grow. The brain's modest weight serves as a reminder that greatness doesn't always come in massive packages. Sometimes the most powerful forces come in small, compact forms. Birds can see more colors than humans. Imagine a world bursting with colors you can't even begin to perceive. That's the reality for many birds, whose vision far exceeds that of humans. While humans have 3 types of color receptors in our eyes, red, green, and blue, birds have 4, adding a receptor that allows them to see ultraviolet light. This extra cone means that birds experience a broader spectrum of colors, from the ultraviolet to the familiar rainbow we know, and even beyond it. This enhanced vision gives birds an entirely different way of experiencing the world. What might look like a simple, muted flower to us could appear vividly complex in ultraviolet hues, with patterns and details that we can't detect. For birds, this ability is essential for their survival. It helps them find food, identify mates, and navigate their environment with an accuracy that we, with our limited range of colors, can only imagine. Some birds, like pigeons, are even able to see the Earth's magnetic fields in vivid colors, an ability tied to their ultra-sensitive vision. The idea that there's an entire world of colors beyond our perception is both humbling and awe-inspiring. It serves as a reminder that our senses, though powerful, are just one way of experiencing the universe. Birds' heightened perception challenges our understanding of reality, pushing us to consider that what we see is only a fraction of what truly exists. In a way, they live in a world full of wonders that we can never fully comprehend, showing us just how much more there is to the universe than meets the eye. The average person walks about 70,000 miles in a lifetime. That's roughly the distance from Earth to the moon and back, just through the simple act of walking. Over the course of a lifetime, the average person walks about 70,000 miles, which is equivalent to about 3,000 miles a year if you're walking regularly. Every step we take, whether it's to cross the street, stroll through the park, or pace around the house, contributes to this incredible distance. In a sense, walking is one of the most foundational and natural actions we perform, shaping our daily routines and our lives without us even thinking about it. What's amazing about this fact is how effortlessly this massive distance accumulates over time. While we may not consciously track every step we take, the miles quickly add up. This is a vivid reminder of the constant motion in our lives, the thousands of steps we take every day that propel us forward, both physically and metaphorically. Walking is often taken for granted, but it's a vital part of how we interact with the world, how we move through space, and how we connect with the places we inhabit.
This simple act of walking shows us how even the smallest, most routine activities can add up to something extraordinary. It's a testament to the resilience of our bodies and the power of consistency. By the time we reach the end of our journey, we'll have walked more than enough to make a lasting imprint on the earth itself, one step at a time.
You can hold your breath for about 2 minutes.
It seems like a simple, everyday act, holding your breath, but the human body is capable of much more than we often realize. For the average person, holding their breath for about 2 minutes is possible, though it requires a combination of physical conditioning, mental focus, and sheer willpower. The exact time varies from person to person, but under normal conditions, most people can manage somewhere between 1 and 2 minutes before their body instinctively forces them to inhale. What's happening in your body during this time is a fascinating interplay of biology and physiology. As you hold your breath, carbon dioxide builds up in your bloodstream, creating a strong urge to breathe. This buildup triggers your brain to signal that it's time to take a breath. At the same time, your body switches to anaerobic metabolism, using stored energy without relying on oxygen, which allows you to hold on for a little longer. But while the average person can hold their breath for a minute or two, trained free divers or certain athletes can extend this time drastically, sometimes for several minutes, through specific techniques. They practice breath control and relaxation to delay that urge to inhale, optimizing the body's ability to function without oxygen. This simple action reminds us of our body's remarkable capacity to adapt and survive, and how mastering seemingly ordinary things can unlock extraordinary feats. The brain can hold around 2.5 petabytes of information. To put this into perspective, the human brain is capable of storing an amount of data that far exceeds the capabilities of modern computers. A petabyte is equal to 1 million gigabytes, which is equivalent to about 13.3 years of high-definition video. If the brain can hold around 2.5 petabytes of information, that means it has the potential to store an almost unfathomable amount of data, roughly the equivalent of 3 million hours of television or 300 years of continuous video. This incredible storage capacity is a testament to the complexity and power of the brain. The brain doesn't store information like a computer in discrete files and folders. Instead, memories are encoded through intricate neural connections that link experiences, emotions, and sensory details together. It's an adaptive, dynamic system that allows us to recall not just facts, but entire experiences, with all their nuances and emotions. What's even more astounding is that the brain doesn't just store information. It processes it, integrates it, and allows us to make decisions, solve problems, and adapt to new situations in real time. The sheer amount of data it can manage and the efficiency with which it does so is something no artificial system has yet matched. Our brain's ability to store, recall, and interpret information highlights just how sophisticated and powerful it truly is, proving that human memory and cognition are far more advanced than anything modern technology has been able to replicate. A human's blood vessels could stretch around the world twice. The human body is a marvel of biological engineering, and perhaps nowhere is this more evident than in the intricate network of blood vessels that supply our tissues with oxygen and nutrients. If you were to stretch out all of the blood vessels in the average human body, arteries, veins, and capillaries, they would measure an astonishing 100,000 miles in length. To put that into perspective, that's enough to circle the Earth twice. This vast network is essential for our survival. Blood vessels are responsible for transporting life-sustaining substances to every corner of our bodies. The veins carry waste products back to be filtered out, while arteries pump oxygen-rich blood to our organs and muscles. Even the tiniest capillaries, thinner than a strand of hair, play their part, ensuring that every cell receives the the nutrients it needs to function. What's even more astounding is the efficiency with which our circulatory system works. Despite the complexity and the length of these vessels, blood moves through them seamlessly, carried by the heart's pumping action. The human body has evolved to maintain this incredible system throughout our lives, ensuring that every cell, from the tips of our toes to the crown of our head, is nourished. The fact that the blood vessels of a single human could stretch around the world twice serves as a powerful reminder of just how finely tuned and interconnected the systems within us are, working tirelessly behind the scenes to sustain life. Cats have 5 toes on their front paws, but only 4 on the back. When you look at a cat's paws, they may seem like simple, dainty appendages, but there's a fascinating secret hiding in their anatomy. Cats have 5 toes on their front paws, which includes their well-known thumb, or dew claw, and only 4 toes on their back paws. The extra toe on the front paws is important for their dexterity and ability to climb, grasp, and even catch prey. It helps them make precise movements when they are hunting or navigating their environments. In fact, the dew claw is often compared to a human thumb because it functions similarly, giving cats an edge in climbing and hunting. This unique arrangement is not just a quirk of evolution, it's a reflection of how cats have adapted to their environment over thousands of years. The difference in toe number between the front and back paws might seem odd, but it's actually part of their design for balance, agility, and stealth. Cats rely on their front paws for strength and precision, while their back paws are primarily designed for speed and power. The fact that cats are so agile, sneaky, and efficient hunters is partly thanks to this specialized toe arrangement. Interestingly, there are rare cases where cats can have more than 5 toes on their front paws, a condition known as polydactylism. These cats, often called Hemingway cats, after the writer Ernest Hemingway, can have up to 8 toes on each paw, further emphasizing how these paws are finely tuned to help cats thrive in their environments. The fastest moving animal is the peregrine falcon. The peregrine falcon, often regarded as one of nature's most efficient predators, holds the title of the fastest moving animal on the planet. While many animals can move swiftly on land or through water, the peregrine falcon reaches speeds that are simply astonishing. During its hunting dive, known as a stoop, this bird can plunge toward its prey at an incredible speed of over 240 miles per hour, 386 kilometers per hour, making it not only the fastest bird, but the fastest animal in the world. This remarkable speed is a result of the peregrine falcon's specialized body design. With powerful wings, a streamlined body, and keen eyesight, it can spot its prey from great distances. When it dives, it tucks in its wings and uses gravity to accelerate, creating a near impervious force of nature that few can escape. The falcon's hunting strategy is a breathtaking display of precision and power, where speed is everything. By reaching such high velocities, it can surprise its prey, often catching it mid-flight before the prey even has a chance to react. The peregrine falcon's speed is not just a natural marvel, but a reminder of the incredible adaptations life undergoes to conquer the challenges of survival. In the grand scale of evolution, the falcon's speed represents the beauty of nature's design, where even the smallest of creatures can embody such astonishing power, grace, and efficiency. You can't hum while holding your nose. It may seem like a trivial challenge, but try it. Go ahead and hum while pinching your nose. Chances are you'll quickly realize you can't. The reason lies in the basic mechanics of humming. Humming requires air to pass through your nose to create the resonant sound. When you hum, your vocal cords vibrate, and the sound is amplified as the air moves through your nasal passages and out of your nose. By holding your nose, you block the passage of air, making it impossible for the sound to resonate properly. This simple action highlights how much we rely on the body's natural airflow for even the most basic tasks, like producing sound. The fact that we can't hum with a blocked nose is a small but fascinating reminder of how interconnected our physical systems are and how dependent we are on the smooth functioning of our airways. It's one of those quirky yet fundamental things that we rarely think about, but that showcases the complexity of something as simple as making a sound. So next time you find yourself humming a tune, remember how much your nose is doing to make it happen. A leap year doesn't happen every 4 years. For centuries, we've been taught that a leap year happens every 4 years, but this rule isn't as simple as it seems. While it's true that every 4 years we add an extra day in February to account for the Earth's orbit around the Sun, there's an important exception to the rule that prevents leap years from occurring exactly every 4 years. According to the Gregorian calendar, a year will only be a leap year if it's divisible by 4. However, if the year is divisible by 100, it is not a leap year, unless it's also divisible by 400. This means that while 2020 was a leap year, 2010 will not be. The year 2000 was a leap year because it's divisible by 400, but 1900 wasn't. This adjustment ensures that our calendar stays in sync with the Earth's orbit over long periods of time, preventing a drift that would otherwise cause the seasons to slowly shift over centuries. The complexity of this system might seem trivial, but it's a fascinating example of how human societies have adapted their timekeeping to match the precision of nature. Our obsession with accurate measurement of time, from the ticking of a second to the leap year, reflects our deep desire to align ourselves with the rhythms of the universe. This exception to the every 4 years rule is a reminder that even the most familiar concepts, like a simple year, are far more intricate than we often realize. The world's deepest ocean trench is deeper than Mount Everest is tall. It's difficult to fathom just how deep the ocean can go, but the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the world's oceans, plunges to a mind-boggling depth of about 36,000 feet, 11,000 meters. That's deeper than Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth, which stands at 29,032 feet. If you were to take the tallest mountain and drop it into the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be over a mile beneath the surface of the water. This fact reveals just how little we know about the most remote and unexplored parts of our planet. What's even more astonishing is that despite this immense depth, the trench is located in the Pacific Ocean, an area far from land, hidden under miles of water. The pressure at the bottom of the Mariana Trench is so intense that it would crush most human-made machines in an instant. Yet, life continues to thrive in this dark, crushing abyss, with unique and bizarre creatures adapted to the extreme environment. The trench is not just the deepest part of the ocean, it's a reminder of how much of our planet remains unexplored, full of mysteries waiting to be uncovered. This fact serves as a powerful metaphor for the unknowns in our world. It's a reminder that while we reach for the highest peaks, there are equally incredible, unexplored depths beneath us, vast, dark, and full of secrets, hidden beneath the surface, just waiting for us to dive into. The average human breathes in 23,000 times a day. Breathing is so automatic and essential that we often don't think twice about it, but the sheer volume of air our bodies process every day is staggering. On average, a human breathes around 23,000 times in a single day. That's 23,000 inhalations and exhalations, each one bringing fresh oxygen into the body and expelling carbon dioxide. It happens without us even being aware of it, a steady rhythm that sustains us from moment to moment. Each breath is more than just an act of survival. It's a complex process involving the lungs, diaphragm, and nervous system working in sync to deliver oxygen to the bloodstream, fueling every cell in the body. Breathing regulates our heartbeat, calms our minds, and helps remove waste from our bodies. In times of stress, our breath quickens, and when we relax, it slows down, influencing our emotional state and mental clarity. The number of breaths we take daily is a reminder of just how intimately our bodies are connected to our environment, taking in what we need and expelling what we don't. This constant, unnoticed act is a testament to the resilience and complexity of the human body. It highlights how something as simple and automatic as breathing is, in reality, a profound process that sustains life, grounding us to the very rhythm of existence. Each of the 23,000 breaths we take daily is a quiet miracle, keeping us alive and in tune with the world around us. There are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. It's almost impossible to wrap your mind around the sheer scale of this statement. If you were to count every grain of sand on every beach, in every desert, and every other corner of Earth, you'd be looking at around 7.5 quintillion grains. Now, consider that the number of stars in the universe is estimated to be around 1 sextillion. That's a 1 followed by 21 zeros. That's more stars than grains of sand on our entire planet. And this doesn't even include the countless stars in distant galaxies yet to be discovered. This vast number hints at the unfathomable scale of the universe. The Milky Way galaxy alone contains around 100 billion stars, and there are billions of galaxies in the observable universe. Each one of those galaxies is a universe unto itself, with its own stars, planets, and potential for life. It's a humbling reminder of how small we are in the grand cosmos. Despite the overwhelming vastness of space, we're still discovering new stars, new galaxies, and new phenomena that challenge everything we think we know about the universe. This realization can trigger a sense of awe and wonder, reminding us that the universe is far more complex and expansive than we can even begin to imagine. The stars twinkling in the night sky are just a small fraction of the unimaginable number of lights scattered across the cosmos, each one a silent testament to the endless mysteries of the universe. Some ants can carry 50 times their body weight. Ants are often regarded as symbols of strength and teamwork, but the sheer power of their physical capabilities goes beyond what we typically imagine. Certain species of ants can carry objects that are 50 times their body weight, a feat that seems almost impossible for such tiny creatures. To put this into perspective, it would be like a human being able to lift a truck without breaking a sweat. This incredible strength is due to the way ants' muscles are structured. Their small size allows them to exert a higher amount of force relative to their body size compared to larger animals. The strength-to-weight ratio in ants is off the charts, thanks to their exoskeleton and efficient muscle structure, which allows them to carry much heavier loads than we could ever imagine lifting. Their powerful jaws and cooperative behavior also play key roles in their ability to lift, carry, and even transport food and building materials back to their colonies. What's even more fascinating is that ants use this remarkable strength in their daily lives to support the survival of their colony. Whether they're foraging for food, defending their home, or constructing elaborate underground tunnels, their ability to lift and carry far beyond their own size is a crucial part of their collective success. This ability reminds us that strength doesn't always come in the form we expect. Sometimes the smallest creatures hold the greatest power, showing us that limitations are often only in the mind. A giraffe's neck has the same number of vertebrae as a human's. At first glance, it seems impossible. Giraffes, with their towering necks, must surely have many more vertebrae than humans, right? But the truth is, giraffes and humans share a surprising similarity. Both have 7 vertebrae in their necks. What sets giraffes apart is that each of their vertebrae is much longer than ours, allowing them to stretch their necks to incredible heights. These elongated vertebrae give giraffes the ability to reach high branches and graze on leaves that other herbivores can't access. This fact is a stunning example of how evolution works in mysterious ways. Despite the drastic difference in neck length, the underlying structure is essentially the same. It's a testament to how the same basic blueprint of bones can be adapted for wildly different functions. In humans, our 7 cervical vertebrae support a neck designed for flexibility and mobility, while in giraffes, those same 7 vertebrae are adapted to support a much taller, more rigid structure for reaching the tallest branches. What's even more fascinating is that this pattern is not just a coincidence. Many mammals, regardless of size, have the same number of neck vertebrae, from whales to sloths to giraffes. It reveals an incredible consistency in vertebrate anatomy and shows how similar species can be despite their outward differences. Giraffes, with their long necks and towering presence, remind us that nature can achieve remarkable feats with the same fundamental building blocks. The largest volcano in the solar system is on Mars. On the surface of Mars, towering above the red landscape, stands Olympus Mons, the largest volcano in the entire solar system. This colossal mountain isn't just big, it's mind-blowingly enormous. At nearly 370 miles, 600 kilometers in diameter, it's about the size of the state of New Mexico. And its height is equally staggering, reaching about 13.6 miles, 22 kilometers, nearly 3 times the height of Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth. What makes Olympus Mons so extraordinary is not just its size, but the fact that it was formed by a combination of Martian geology and a lack of tectonic plate movement. Unlike Earth, where the shifting of tectonic plates causes volcanic activity to be spread out, Mars has a stationary crust, allowing molten rock to accumulate in one place over millions of years, building Olympus Mons to its monstrous proportions. This volcano's sheer scale serves as a humbling reminder of the forces at work beyond our planet. Olympus Mons is not just a geological wonder, it's a symbol of the vastness and mystery of Mars itself. The fact that such a massive structure exists on a planet so far away from Earth challenges our understanding of planetary formation and what is possible in the universe. Looking up at Olympus Mons, we're reminded of the untold stories of other worlds waiting to be explored and understood. The oldest piece of chewing gum is over 9,000 years old. Chewing gum, something we often think of as a modern habit, has roots that stretch back thousands of years. In fact, the oldest known piece of chewing gum, discovered in Finland, is over 9,000 years old. It's made from birch bark tar, a substance that ancient humans chewed for both its flavor and medicinal properties. This gum wasn't just a casual snack, it was likely used for practical purposes such as cleaning teeth, curing ailments, or even as a bonding ritual. This ancient chewing gum offers a remarkable glimpse into the daily lives of our ancestors. Imagine humans, long before the invention of modern conveniences, sitting around chewing the same kind of substance that we still enjoy today. It speaks to the universal human desire to experience something pleasant, to pass time, and to engage in habits that, despite being thousands of years old, remain part of our lives. The discovery of this 9,000-year-old chewing gum serves as a powerful reminder that some human behaviors, whether it's chewing or finding comfort in simple pleasures, are timeless. It connects us across the ages, showing that even in ancient times, humans found ways to make life a little sweeter, one chew at a time. Your eye can distinguish around 10 million different colors. The human eye is an extraordinary organ, capable of perceiving a vast range of colors that make up the world around us. In fact, the average human eye can distinguish approximately 10 million different colors, a number that's mind-boggling when you consider how nuanced the spectrum really is. This incredible capability
is due to the three types of color receptors, or cones, in our retinas, which respond to different wavelengths of light, red, green, and blue. By combining the information from these cones, our brain can create a nearly infinite number of color variations, from the deepest blues to the brightest reds. What makes this even more remarkable is that color perception is deeply tied to our emotional and cognitive experiences. Colors can influence our mood, our decisions, and even our health, which shows just how finely tuned our vision is. We don't just see colors, we interpret them, respond to them, and use them as a way to understand the world. The sheer richness of the colors we can see enhances our lives, from the vibrant greens of nature to the warm oranges of a sunset. This ability to see millions of colors highlights the complexity and beauty of human perception. It's a reminder that in a world full of unseen details, our senses allow us to experience a depth of reality that goes far beyond what we consciously register, making our experience of the world richer, more vivid, and endlessly fascinating. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way. It's an astonishing thought. Our planet, with all its bustling cities and vast oceans, is home to more trees than there are stars in the Milky Way galaxy. Estimates suggest that there are about 3 trillion trees on Earth, while the Milky Way is believed to contain somewhere between 100 and 400 billion stars. This mind-blowing comparison highlights the incredible richness of life on Earth, with trees forming the backbone of ecosystems across the globe, from rainforests to deserts. What makes this fact even more fascinating is that the number of trees is constantly fluctuating. Forests are destroyed, but new trees are planted and grow every day. The sheer number of trees contributes not only to our planet's beauty, but to its functionality, acting as vital sources of oxygen, carbon storage, and habitats for countless species. These trees, rooted deep in the earth, form an invisible web that sustains life. While we often look up at the stars, we might forget that right beneath our feet, Earth's surface is alive with more trees than we can even count, silently shaping the environment that we rely on for survival. This fact is also a powerful reminder of how abundant life is on our planet and how vast and interconnected natural systems are. The next time you take a walk in a forest or gaze out at a landscape, remember that the earth beneath your feet is home to an awe-inspiring number of trees, more than we can see and more than we could ever hope to count. The trees may not shine like stars, but their silent, steady presence is just as remarkable. The deepest part of the ocean is farther from the surface than Mount Everest is tall. The ocean, which covers about 70% of our planet, holds some of the most mysterious and extreme environments on Earth. The Mariana Trench, located in the Pacific Ocean, contains the deepest known part of the world's oceans, the Challenger Deep. At approximately 36,000 feet, 10,994 meters below the surface, this abyss is deeper than the height of Mount Everest, the tallest mountain on Earth, which stands at 29,032 feet, 8,848 meters. This stark contrast between the depths of the ocean and the heights of the land is a mind-bending fact that forces us to reconsider our understanding of Earth's scale. If you were to take Mount Everest and place it at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, its peak would still be over a mile underwater. The Challenger Deep's extreme depth is a reminder of how much of the planet remains hidden from us, untouched and unexplored. It's an alien world down there, where pressure is over 1,000 times greater than at sea level, and the conditions are too harsh for most life forms we're familiar with. This remarkable fact speaks to the profound mysteries of the ocean, challenging us to recognize that even on a planet as familiar as Earth, there are vast, unexplored territories that dwarf the tallest peaks and offer insights into the unknown. The deepest part of the ocean reminds us that there's still so much more to discover about the world beneath the waves. Water can boil and freeze at the same time. At first, this seems like a contradiction. How can water be boiling and freezing at the same time? The answer lies in a phenomenon called the triple point. This occurs when temperature and pressure are just right for all three phases of matter, solid, liquid, and gas, to coexist in equilibrium. At a specific temperature and pressure, water can exist simultaneously as ice, liquid water, and steam. This delicate balance allows for the seemingly impossible event where water can freeze and boil at the same time. The triple point of water happens at 0.01 degrees Celsius, 32.02 degrees Fahrenheit, and at a very specific pressure, known as the triple point pressure. Under these conditions, water doesn't just freeze or boil as we typically expect. It can transition between all three states of matter almost instantaneously. This fascinating process shows just how unique and complex the behavior of water can be, highlighting how small changes in temperature and pressure can drastically alter its physical properties. In everyday life, this scenario is not common, but it can be observed in controlled environments like laboratories, where scientists manipulate the pressure and temperature to reach the triple point. It's a reminder that the world around us is filled with surprises, and even something as simple as water holds mysteries that challenge our understanding of the basic laws of nature.